T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
LadyChann! Fight!
Yo, hey girl, this is LadyChann, rep none less, and welcome to Comebox with CHANN. Little old me in the building. What up, though, people? Today is double whammy day. Double whammy. I go live twice today. With two special guests each live, so let's get it cracking. Let me see something. Hope you lot have had a good day. Jenno, the usual. I have indeed had a good day. Special guest is in the building. I see you. Stand by. So we're gonna do a nice little chop up with our special guest as well and talk some good stuff about the sport that we all love, boxing. Let me do the banner. My bad. Hang on, just quickly put this link here. Get it on. There's a link as well. Get your asses in real muy pronto. Let me get this. Okay, let me just do the banner. So, social media handles at the bottom: Twitter, Instagram, LadyChann, Cash App, # LadyChann, LadyChann, and we are going to just put this banner up real quick. My bad. Oh no, not that one. I was thinking, no, that was yesterday's show. But it's close. Usyk Joshua. No, this is not the one that I need to be on. I'm on the wrong channel. No, one sec. It's this one. The World Tyson Fury. That was the other line. My bad. Just wondering why it was just a static picture of me. Let me just get this done. Will Tyson Fury fight OLEKSANDR Usyk? Usyk for undisputed. Undisputed. Special guest. There we go. Save. Okay, so we've got that. We'll load up the team. Let's go. Let me just say hi to everybody in the building. What up, though? Sir Senior. What up? Lisa Bell's in the building. My sister in the building. Sammy Ali in the building. You guys will be coming trickling through. Let's go. We're loading up the panel. My sister Lisa Bell's on the panel, and now we're going to introduce as well, because we're going to have a nice chop up controlled. You know, this channel is respectful, and we've got our special guest. Let me put the banner on so you know who it is. Special guest. I'm introducing. Introducing. It's the one and only Rick Glazier. do. What up, Rick? Hey. Rick, why do you look so serious? Hey, sis. Hey,
The only time I get this much applause is when I used to walk into a bedroom of a single woman back in my single days. So.
Oh my God, really? You got this. You got this. Well, now your lovely wife gets to give you a round of applause. So y'all good.
I don't know how lucky she is, but here I am.
But here you are, and we're all lucky to have you. You know, you're one.
Yeah, how you doing?
God's creation. This is one of my sisters in Rhyme and Crime. This is Lisa Bales. She rocks with LadyChann. She's a boxing purist, knows a lot about the sport. I have them regularly on my panel, so I thought there's going to be a couple other people that we have that are just good people, and we would all like chop it up with you, and and pick your brain and see what's up. So Rick, Lisa, Rick.
Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, I've talked to him before. Hey, Rick, how you doing?
Good. Okay. How you doing?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Okay. So, Mr. Glazier in the building. Let's go. So, where we left off, we can. Okay. Someone else is adding to the building. Hang on one sec. We'll chop it up in a bit. So listen. We are here, as you can see what it says. Tyson Fury. Will Tyson Fury fight OLEKSANDR USYK? Talk to me, Rick. Let's start from Anthony Joshua. I'm sad.
Well, I mean,
tell me good stuff. Tell me good stuff. Because I think that he's not done. He said he's not retiring, and people take losses.
Well, he's been greatly promoted and very poorly managed, and it goes back to the Andy Ruiz fight. I told Eddie Hearn in an email. I have the email to this day, not to fight Andy Ruiz. Okay, especially on 5 weeks' notice, I told him.
So did Don King tell him that? Don King said
I'm the one that told Eddie to call Don. I put it in my letter to call Don about Trevor Bryant, and he said it's a big mistake, and it was a start of bad things to come, and he put himself in that position. And then Al Heyman shook him down for $4 more million. The rematch clause was for $10 million. And Eddie said, well, Heyman said, we're not going to go to Saudi Arabia. There's a lot more money there. We want $4 million more. Eddie caved in, okay, because Eddie's weak.
Yeah.
And here we go. That's now this fight, okay, they did the mandatory with Usyk. They could have dropped the belt, but he wanted to fight him. He thought he could win. Okay, that I could understand. But if you're going to do a rematch, what they should have done was they should have brought in Robert Garcia a long way more than 7 weeks out. And they should have delayed the fight by 6 weeks. It would have been get preparation time. Now, I'm not saying they did not have good sparring partners, good left-handed, because I'm not saying that. I don't know who they used. But the fact that I don't know who they used, okay, tells me that they weren't very good, because all the good ones I talked to, and they weren't in the camp. So they lacked in quality sparring. They lacked in time preparation for Robert Garcia, who is new to the heavyweight division. Doesn't train heavyweights as a norm, which isn't good, but okay, they used them, okay, fine, but give them the proper preparation time and the proper sparring to get ready for Usyk. Slick, nimble, agile, fast cruiserweights or heavyweights you use, and you give them more preparation time than 7 weeks. They should have had 6 more weeks. Now, I'm not saying in any stretch of the imagination that Joshua would have won the fight because of it, but you're still not giving your fighter the best chance of winning. The problem with Eddie, he's conflicted between, because the manager of Joshua was sort of himself and some other guy that's sort of the advisor. I don't even know his name. I can't really remember, like a nondescript guy in boxing. and Eddie's sort of calling the shots. Well, he's got obligations to DAZN. He's got obligations to his own company, and he's got to worry about promotion. Anthony Joshua does not have a team around him that is boxing and boxer oriented. They have a team around him that's promotionally oriented. That's never a good thing when the going gets rough. And that's really, is he done? No, he's not done. What he needs to do right now is he needs to go get a confidence builder, even if he doesn't fight for a whole lot of money, and just walk across the ring in 2 or 3 rounds, take a guy out like he used to be able to take a guy out. That's and subpar guy, not looking for any killer, and then go and fight Herkovic for the IBF, who's now the mandatory after he beat the fellow from China the other day. And go fight Herkovic. He'll beat Herkovic. He's nothing. And all of a sudden, he's #1 in the IBF. He's won 2 fights in a row. He's got his confidence back, and that's what you do. But I don't know what they're going to do. They're not boxing people. Boxing people have a different state of mind, and the state of mind is you work the situation to your advantage. You don't cave in. And I think there's too many people around Anthony Joshua that are yes men. I also feel that Eddie is looking out for the promotional angle of it more so than he is the actual fighter, even though the fighter's made a lot of money. Eddie's done a great job promoting the fighter, but he's been poorly managed.
Yeah, I'm not sure who Anthony Joshua's manager is either, so I have no clue on that. It's never really been made too much public of that. I have no clue. It's funny that you say that. I think the stick that Anthony Joshua is getting is unwarranted. Let me just do this super chat though, actually, before we just deep dive. Yeah, wrenches are taken away from people that are not consistent on my lives. You just don't have a wrench and then disappear for months and come back and there's a wrench. That's not how it goes. So that's why. But Terrence Bailey. Let me just.
I'm trying not to disappear for months.
Yeah, no, you're not disappearing. You ain't going nowhere. I got your phone number. I'll take a flight. I'll be like,
just
Rick,
don't call me in the middle of the night. My wife will think I have a girlfriend. You'll be hard to explain.
I'll just land in New York and be like, you get the bird call about Rick. I'm here. I'm at JFK. Come get me. Thank you very much.
Real quick, funny story. Not too long after we were married, I actually got a wrong number. Somebody called me. It was a wrong number. And I said hello, and it was a woman with a nice, sexy voice. And I didn't know who it was, and I had it on speakerphone. And she says, "It's me." I said, "Okay, who's me?" My wife's sitting right there. I'm like, and it turns out, of course, she had the wrong number. But my wife's looking at me like, "What the hell's going on here?" So it happens.
Yeah, it happens though. Yeah, it happens. That was an innocent one. But when I call, I will be at the airport. So sorry. Wife, it's nothing. Like, we can all get along. We're just going to jam. I'll go to my hotel, but I'm just coming to chop it up with Rick. And I'll say hi to your wife, Rick. Nothing wrong with that, right?
You love my wife. My wife's a great person.
Yeah, I've heard her in the background before when you was on a live. I was like, yeah, that sounds like one of my peoples. Yeah, I'm down. I'm down to meet wifey. Okay, let me do the super chat. Donald Banks for dropping that $0.25 on your girl. Thank you very much. Hello to my lady Shan. How are you today, my dear? And hello to Mrs. I think you mean Mr. Rick. Mr. Rick, how are you, sir? I always enjoy your output as you keep it real. Good show. Thank you very much, Donald.
Thank you.
So you get a lot of round of applause.
Donald appreciates us so much. He should put in $10, double the money.
Double up, Don. Double up. Yeah, $5 each. Come on. We can't split. We can't split $2.50 each. Yeah, double up, Don. Double up. We've got 2 other guests that's on the panel, but I'm gonna, just before further ado, what I wanted to say is that I think and I'm an advocate for Anthony Joshua. I don't care what people want to say, fangirl, fanboy, fan this, fan that. No, I am for the sport of boxing, but on my watch, I give credit where credit is due. And people like to try and take away credit from someone that's been a great asset to the sport of boxing. Listen, when Anthony Joshua came along in 2000, he won the Olympics as a golden Olympian, only fighting for 3 years in the amateurs, right? I'm going to give the accolades because if nobody else does want to, I will. 3 years being an amateur, having like, I think 42 fights, then becoming a golden Olympian, right? Then in 2013, turning pro, signing to Eddie Hearn, right? On his 16th fight, he manages to blitz out Charles Martin in, I think, one or two
Listen,
rounds.
if Charles Martin owed me money, I might be a favorite.
He owes you money?
No, I says if he did, I might be the favorite in the fight.
Yeah, I know, but at the end of the day, for someone on your 16th fight, he collected a belt. Okay, then by the time it was on his 17th belt, I think he was unifying with Joseph Parker, and then he did on his 18th fight, something like that with Vladimir Klitschko. Yes, Tyson Fury dethroned him 17 months before. It would have been quicker for Anthony Joshua to get in and absolutely fight Vladimir Klitschko, but Tyson Fury had a knee problem, had a disc problem, back and forth, then absconded from the rematch, disappeared. Anthony Joshua then fought him and took belts and defended belts and went about his business. Then he became unified heavyweight champion of the world. He did a few years reign with like 5 titles, 6 title defenses. Learning on the fly. Remember this, he's never did any tune-ups. Fought 8 out of the top 10 Ring Magazine then rated fighters. Okay. Took on a trot 4 undefeated fighters O's. Some were champions, and then a couple others like Dominic Brazil's, Eric Molina's at those times, blitzed them out, took their O's as well. Dillian White took his O. Povetkin only had 1 loss, who he'd been beaten by the guy that Anthony Joshua already beat, which was Vladimir Klitschko. Pulev, he was supposed to be a Mando a couple years before he was the Mando the other day, but he was playing games, and he's only been beaten again by the guy that Anthony Joshua already beat, Vladimir Klitschko. Okay,
well,
so
he let me just interrupt you. Pulev wasn't playing games. He had a dispute with his promoter, who was taking too much money off the top for his services to fight Joshua. So he sat the contract out and he moved on. And then when the contract was up with the new promoter, he went and fought Joshua. Is what happened. I got to defend him in that area.
Okay, cool. Because we may have Pulev on the show at some point. I've been speaking to his trainer.
Good guy. He's actually a very good guy.
Yeah. So Anthony Joshua blitzed him out, as we saw. Anthony Joshua then, he fights Andy Ruiz. What happens? He gets beat by Andy Ruiz, gets a technical knockout, as we all saw. Comes back, only one of I think 5 boxers in history that does an automatic rematch and comes back in 6 months and vindicates his wrong. I think that's Lennox Lewis, that's Muhammad Ali. I think that I want to say one's Floyd Patterson, Anthony Joshua, and I think maybe it's just 4 actually. So that's actually a historical moment. You may be able to confirm that, Rick Glazier, because that's a fact. Yeah. And then he moves on, and then he fights again, gets back his belt, so he's 2-time unified heavyweight champion of the world. Okay, then he fights who is arguably, who we know is number 1 pound for pound fighter right now, OLEKSANDR USYK, who's had nearly 400 amateur fights, golden Olympian as well in the same Olympics with Anthony Joshua, over 300 and something amateur fights, close to 400 by the way, and only 15 losses out of those. I think it's about 15 losses out of those amateur fights. So so then he doesn't. Many people would have dropped their WBO belt, but he didn't. He decided, as usual, to take on another undefeated champ. He gets beat comprehensively. Okay. So then he exercises the rematch, comes back, as we see, he gets beat. Why is he ridiculed? He's got the best resume in the heavyweight division. There's no debate, there's no argument, there's facts, and that's it. This is not my opinion. There's other fighters that didn't bother to even unify their belt, a la Deontay Wilder. Tried to make those offers happen for unification previously. That didn't happen. So on my watch, he won't be ridiculed because without Anthony Joshua, there was no massive stadium fights. There was no massive paydays. He had the biggest profile and still does and still is the cash cow of boxing. And that's a point blank and a motherfucking period. Shouts out to Anthony Joshua in the building. Go ahead. I had to get that off. Yeah, because I think it's unwarranted and it's disgusting, the abuse that he's getting at this moment in time. So we've got King of King Boxing, my guy in the building. What up, Dale?
Hey, how you doing today, LadyChann? How's everybody doing?
I know, that voice is so amazing. Bloody hell. Rick, do you hear that voice? It's crazy, isn't it? He should work on the radio. Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing today, Rick?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, brother.
Yeah. So
hey, King of King Boxing.
Hey,
yeah,
Lisa, how you doing?
Hey, Terrence Bailey in the building.
Hey, Terrence.
Hey, ladies, how y'all doing? How you doing, Mr. Davis?
I'm good.
We are good. So okay,
LadyChann, I still owe you a favor. I have not been able to get a hold of her.
Yeah.
I hope she's in good health. I have not been able to get a hold of her. She's almost 90 years old, so I'm still trying.
Yeah, she may not be well. That's what I was thinking. I did think that she is a bit, you know what I mean? She is getting on. But yeah, whenever it can happen. But I wish I would have been able to talk to her at least 5, 6, 7, 8 years beforehand, because she is getting on. I haven't seen her on much other platforms or anything, so I hope she is doing well. But you know, we'll talk about that.
I'll try again this week.
Okay, thanks very much. Do you have anything that you want to say about my statement and to Rick Glacier?
Yeah. Well, I want to piggyback on what Rick Glacier said about Joshua. I agree with some of the things he said. Joshua has been treated like a promotion. They've looked at, he's been like their cash cow. They've seen something that they could promote, something that they could push, and that's what they did. All the way up until he came across the Andy Ruiz fight, and then Andy Ruiz stood up to the manufactured bully. With you know that what Andy Hearn and them put together, Hearn and them put together, and Ruiz punched the bully in the mouth, and he wasn't the same since. And nobody took care of his mental.
One second. Did you say Ruiz punched the bully in the mouth?
Yeah, that's the way that they.
Who's the bully? Who was the?
Okay, look. Let me explain. They made AJ, the way they promoted AJ was, said he's unbeatable. He's like you said, he's the cash cow. He's the guy. They said no, whatever. He was going to run through Andy Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? Andy Ruiz didn't have a shot in hell. Evander Holyfield had said that this is not going to be an easy fight. That guy is a monster. I sparred him. I couldn't keep him off me.
Let me just cut you because this is what I'm going to do in this show today. I'm going to cut and I'm going to tear down any fabrications of anything. I deal with stats, facts, and data. Anthony Joshua was never marketed in that fight as the bully. Never.
I didn't say that. I didn't say he was marketed as that.
You
I
said
didn't say that.
Hang on, please don't overtalk me. I will do the over talking on this show. I'm definitely going to do the over talking on this show. So I'm not even going to say sorry, but I won't be overspoken. I will only overtalk when there's fabrications. We won't be calling Anthony Joshua any names on this show, sir. He's never marketed. He was never the bully. He let Andy Ruiz, whether you like it or not, whether it was a stupid move or not, actually hold the belts. Anthony Joshua has been nothing but gracious. So we won't.
No, LadyChann. He didn't say that he was a bully. He's saying that was the scenario.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't though, Rick.
Okay.
That wasn't the scenario though, Rick. You know it. Anthony Joshua was never he was never the bully in that fight. Did they overlook Andy Ruiz? Hell yeah. But was it talked about like he was just going to mollywop Andy Ruiz? No. So for him to come on, and I've just gave my talk on no disrespect for Anthony Joshua unless it's warranted. I'm not having it, Terrence Bailey. Not on this panel.
What were the odds in that fight? What were the betting odds in that fight?
Okay, but he's not the bully. So for you to come on and say he punched the bully in his mouth.
Bully is the wrong word.
Okay, so would you retract that statement, please, sir?
What were the betting odds in that fight?
Can you retract the statement if it was the wrong word?
I believe they were 10-1. I believe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Okay, Rick. Thank you very much for that stat. I would just like him to retract the statement because he said he was the bully. I don't care what people want to say. That's a fabrication. So don't say things that aren't the truth just because you don't like that fighter. Because I can play the game.
I like Anthony Joshua. I can play the game. What I'm saying is towards Eddie Hearn.
I can play the game as well, and I don't want to play that game where I can desecrate people. Not yourself, by the way.
What I'm saying is towards Eddie Hearn, not towards Anthony Joshua. I said promoted as such, not him being personally him being a person. Him being promoted as such, and being a 10-1 odds favorite.
So what if he was a 10-1 odds favorite? So what if he was the favorite? What's the problem?
Let's just sorry, both of y'all. Once you just say, let's just change up the word. It's just say that Anthony Josh was a heavy favorite in that first fight.
Okay, he was a heavy favorite. They gave Ruiz no shot.
Okay, so what? Okay. Why is that salty for you?
Say what? I'm saying they promoted him as the bully. The other guy had no shot. This guy was going to run over him. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was the it guy. He was the bully. He was the big bad monster in the fight. Is what I'm saying. He was the big bad wolf.
Let's just say he was a major favorite and he
all those things. Okay, so the second fight, I don't think that after the first loss. Let me get to my point real quick, so I can let somebody else go. I don't think that after the first loss that Anthony Joshua was properly taken care of. I don't think that after the first loss that Anthony. I think there was a little bit of a downward spiral mentally. I don't think that nobody took care of Anthony Joshua's mental health. I don't think that nobody actually. I think that he still continued to be looked at as a cash cow with a lifetime. Did he sign like a lifetime contract or something? I think that they continue to look at him for what they can get out of him, and not for trying to actually take care of him.
Can I just say this? Sorry to button. Hi, LadyChann. Sorry to hi, Rick. How you guys doing?
Hello.
AJ. How you guys doing? Can I just say this? AJ is not a baby. He's a big man. He's from the streets. He doesn't need to be taken care of. All he needs is his family, who he has, and the people that love him. And that's why if you see him around in Watford or in London or anywhere you see him, respectful and lovely, and I think to everyone. If he needed that much taking care of like a little baby, you would always see him in a pissed off mood, wouldn't you?
Explain what happened this past weekend.
What?
Anyway,
that was a breakdown. And it was
obviously he's listen. This is what I mean about. Look, let me say this, Chan. This is what I mean about these people. He had a breakdown. If he doesn't have a breakdown, when he lost to Ruiz, he was so calm about it, like as if he was happy that he lost.
He likes losing, yeah.
He likes losing, but then when he gets pissed off, when he thinks he won that fight, when he's just coming out of a 12-round, good fight that he believed he did. Obviously, he could have done better. He could have been more aggressive. And this is what he was saying to Lomachenko. The way it started, I think, is because when he was speaking to Lomachenko, he goes, "You box well." He goes, "Good boxing, makes you win fights," or something like that. So what I'm saying, give some respect to Anthony Joshua, and let's give some credit to Usyk. That Usyk that Tyson Fury is running from, asking stupid amount of money, 500 million for a fight against Usyk. If he's a middleweight, if he's a this way.
Wait, let me. I just want everybody to, so everyone to speak, and then obviously Rick can speak on that as well. Yeah, we're not gonna. Yeah, Terrence, it's not gonna fly here. Like that rhetoric's really not gonna fly here. Like if you don't like Anthony Joshua, you don't have to like him. But what you're not gonna do is disrespect him on this channel. It's just not gonna fly.
What did I say? I'm taking up for him. I'm taking up for him. What are you talking about?
We're gonna be objective. That's what we're going to do, and we're going to be respectful.
Okay. Chan, look.
You've already came with inconsistencies, and I don't care today.
One thing, I'm a disabled combat veteran, so as American veteran, I can see exactly the downward mental spiral that man. I can see it. I know a lot of combat American veterans. And I've seen the exact same thing, and it only gets worse. And I've seen it.
Coolio. Go ahead, King of King Boxing in the building. Go ahead. What you would like to say?
Hey, I would like to chime in on something that Rick said earlier. The thing about AJ is there's some things done by Eddie Hearn that the mishandling directly led to some of these things that he's going through now. Number one, because I don't understand this, why there's such a rush to go back and to get these belts every time. He collected them before. If you want to go and let this man rebuild himself a little bit, then you should let him go do that.
Well, furthermore, excuse me for interrupting, but he's the cash cow in boxing. He's calling the shots whether he doesn't have the belts or not. They can offer him, the guy who beat him enough money where we can say, okay, we'll give you a tune-up fight. Anthony, we'll give the other guy a tune-up fight, and then you guys will fight next. After that, they don't do that. They rush right back into harm's way. It's ridiculous.
Exactly, and that's what I disagree with them doing. It's like,
guys, you know what this is right here? That's a world famous buffalo chicken wing.
Yeah, did your wifey do that?
See that?
Put some ranch on that mug.
No, blue cheese, bro, blue cheese.
Rick is breaking up the tension. I like it.
So I'll say this: the thing about coming into this fight, there, you guys all know how I feel about Robert Garcia being a trainer. But like he said, if you were going to make him the trainer, give him enough time to acclimate. But Robert Garcia has said some disparaging things that would have led me to believe that he never believed in Anthony Joshua to begin with. And that was a mistake, because if you have a fighter that basically on some level, he needs to regain his confidence in his fighting ability. Everything that was wrong necessarily in the first fight, Robert Garcia echoed. So maybe he understood what needed to be fixed. But it's like at some point in time, 7 weeks isn't enough. You got to learn to trust a trainer. 7 weeks ain't enough time to do that. Like you got to be able to be efficient with what you're saying. 7 weeks is not enough time to do that. And like he said, let them belts go ahead and go off a little bit. Let him get acclimated to the changes, because there was changes there. There was possibilities there for him. He did better in the second fight, but it's like, it's not enough time. Why are we rushing to go get these stupid belts back? I promise you, all them sanctioning bodies, the moment that Anthony Joshua says, hey, I want to fight for one of these belts, we'll find a way to throw them belts into the title contention. Like, so it was just mishandling. And we've seen Eddie Hearn do that. He's a great promoter. He makes guys money, but he's not good at the matchmaking sometimes, or the timing of the matches are bad. And
but can I just say this? Sorry to butt in.
No,
if Anthony Joshua didn't fight Usyk and after the belt, what are people gonna call him?
A
ducker. He's scared. He lost. He's not gonna fight. So you don't win either way.
But hey, here's what sucks though. They call him that anyway. So at the end of the day, do you let people say what they're going to say, which is going to be stupid anyway, or do you go get business done and then you come back and you get the stuff like you're supposed to? How can he duck somebody he already fought?
Like I mean, the first time when he was going to fight Usyk, they was like, when they was like, oh, we could drop that WBO belt and just move along. And I remember everyone was like, oh, if he drops that belt, he's a ducker. And I would have been going, Doctorious, we are. He is. I would have been having to sing it as well. But at the end of the day, he did, if he didn't take that fight, he would have been called a duck.
But
you're what right. A champion does.
First fight, but the second fight is the one I'm talking about, when he came back into the rematch immediately. But I put it like this, like I said, I hate the mandatories. I hate the sanctioning bodies dictating people's matchups. Like
me too.
When there's 4 of them. So if you have 3 of the belts, you basically getting 3 of your opponents picked for you. and they don't have to have merit or anything, and they get the shot. It's just like, it's just bullshit. That's why, like I said, I was talking about the second fight. That's the one I mean, where he could have legally took something in between, maybe a couple fights in between, and then, like I said, just get somebody to knock out. There's some punching bags out there. You could have dug up Kawinaki. You know, he had only been knocked out one time. Somebody like that you could just beat up on, and you'd be like, okay, yeah, I can get in there and mix it up again. You know, and then come back into the Usyk fight, but he was brought back too fast.
Well, I would have I would have done it differently. I would have had him fight a southpaw that was nimble on his feet, that wasn't a puncher, that could emulate Usyk to fight in a fight to get ready to fight Usyk, rather than a potting guy right-hander right in front of you. That's how I would have done it.
Go ahead, sis.
I agree with some of the things Rick was saying, because yeah, I agree. Like, put him in there with a southpaw, somebody like a Frank Sanchez or somebody like that, or just anybody like that. Because for me, like, I agree with what you were saying as far as need like more boxing people, you know, like in the circle or whatever, because you know he's basically a brand, so it's you know, and he's promoted as such. But at the same time, you still need those real boxing people in your circle. And also, I think that he needs to stop listening to what people think he should and shouldn't do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And start reaching out to people that are experienced in boxing and knows, you know, like, just, you know, and just start looking at some of the historical things in boxing. This is not the first time I saw something like that in boxing the other night. Well, certain things I haven't seen, but I've seen fighters break down, and I've seen that in boxing. So it's not like an abnormal thing to me, but at the same time, you know, just get in there and fight some southpaws, and you know, get more acquainted with southpaws too.
Sis, can I just say, but they're acting like, I've seen breakdowns like when we saw, who was the one that was going to fight Tyson and he broke
Oliver
down.
McCall.
That was a breakdown where he cried and he was in the ring crying. That's a break. AJ had that weepy moment in the press conference. He didn't. They're deeming it. This is a breakdown of him switching and showing how fucking angry he is that he lost and telling everyone to piss off. And we call that here in the UK. He switched. That's that. I do that. I switch. It's not a meltdown when I switch and I tell everybody to piss off and F off and get your hands off of me because I'm pissed. That's not a meltdown. That's a spaz out. He spazzed out. Go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, I'm not a therapist, clinician, psychologist, psychiatrist. Only thing I can say is I'm human. That I could identify with him as far as the humanness, and I have spazzed out before and broke because it's a combustion. It's an accumulation of all things, and it just comes out like a pressure cooker. It just exploded in that moment. Right. And it comes out at inappropriate times. It happens. And if anybody in here has never said they never experienced that, I mean, in my humanness, I can relate to that.
Right.
That's all I was just saying. But at the same time, I have seen this in boxing before. I've seen it with Tyson, Mike Tyson. Mm-hmm. I've seen it with a number of fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what, Chad, can I chime in?
Yeah, of course you can.
We've seen the brother. We've seen the brother in fights with a smile on his face, you know, and walk back to his corner, you know, with a smile.
And you told him he was soft when he did that. Every time he did that, you said he was soft.
No. He ended it with a win, and he walked back a win, preferably a knockout. Most of the time, a knockout. And he walked back to his corner with a swag, you know, with a grin on his face. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, those things changed after the Ruiz fight. And you mean tell me that they didn't take the time to, you know, to get at that his team, Matchroom or whoever it is, didn't take the time to get out of their promotional mind to notice that there was something different about the brother.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not talking bad about AJ.
No, I agree. No, it's just I thought you said he was the bully. So that
no. What I'm saying, no. I'm not talking about AJ. I'm talking about the team.
Yeah. For you, I agree with that. What you just said. No, I agree. That's a fact. Like they needed to look into dude's mental at that time with the.
Like I said, he's very well promoted and poorly managed.
Exactly. Exactly. That's the thing about it. I said
that's what I'm saying the whole time. I was talking bad about the brother. I was talking about the team. How many boxers have you know signed a lifetime contract?
I know. I don't. I don't. But I'm not a boxing historian. There could be, but I don't know. I'm just saying.
Mr. Glazer, how many boxers you heard sign a lifetime contract?
Actually, there's no such thing in the United States. A personal services contract can't be for more than 7 years by law.
But that's in Great Britain.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, he wouldn't know. I don't think so, guys. That's I will investigate, but I don't think that's been done. I'm not sure. I don't want to talk on something that I don't completely know, but I'm not sure, you know, to be honest.
That's indentured servitude, isn't it? No, that's worse than that's more than that.
No, yeah, indentured servitude, you can work your way out.
I just want to ask everyone on the panel, you guys up.
And then we want AJ to speak.
Go on, Chan.
Go, AJ. All right, let AJ talk, and then Sawab you go, and then we all.
No problem.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing, Mr. Glazer? How are you, sir?
Good.
Not like AJ.
What's up, AJ?
Yeah, it's just I was thinking about AJ's behavior after the fight, and I could understand. I mean, I'm not in the shoes, obviously, of course, so I can't really relate. But I mean, it's just like everybody's been saying. It's like you hit a breaking point, and that's just what we saw. And he released a statement on Twitter where he apologized for that. So, I mean, I'm just gonna keep it pushing. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but yeah, we have yet to see from a certain individual, I'm sure you know I'm talking about, who made several excuses after the fight, who threw his trainer
under the bus,
who was a decorated amateur, one of the greatest amateurs the U.S. had ever seen, who's a two-time welterweight champion, who stuck with him loyally for 12 years. He threw him under the bus and falsely accused him of doing something, and has yet to apologize to him. But yet he's given a pass, and that's not brought up. That's forgotten about. But AJ just has one life.
He's irrelevant, and he's lost 2 times since. He's lost another time since then.
No, but that's a great point.
So as far as boxing is concerned, if you say all those things and then you come into a rematch where none of those things exist and you get knocked out again, what else is there to say? Up to this fight being announced right now,
I think getting face planted said it all.
Yeah, so I mean, if you think of, like I said, so we can this is how I feel about the situation. You don't need to build up somebody else by using an example of somebody that's worse. That's like literally saying.
No.
Well, I'm saying the thing about it is that
sometimes you do, because people are not held at the same regard and the same standard.
That's what I'm saying. That's the point I was making.
Bring that up because
like I said, a lot of you guys also feel he's a. You guys know how you feel about Wilder, so if he's not in that same
point, he's going to have to finish his point. Go ahead, AJ.
Thank you, Chad. That's all I was trying to. That's just the point I was trying to make. Like how nothing's brought up and some things are forgotten about for certain people, but for other people, they're vilified and just shame for it. And the man came out and apologized. He said that we saw chinks in the armor, so I'm just going to keep it moving, and just see what he does next. I mean, big AJ fan. Love to see him fight. And sorry, go ahead. Sorry, Rick.
I have a different theory on the whole thing after the post-fight breakdown by Anthony Joshua. He took a lot of repeated blows in the fight. He could have been concussed, or he could have had slight swelling on the brain, which causes anxiety in a person and a very scary reaction. And I think that was one of the two. Again, he's not well managed. So we don't really know that answer today. If he was well managed, we'd probably have a better chance because they would have recognized that and took him to the hospital. But I believe he's either concussed or that he had slight swelling on the brain, and that will cause an irritation, cause you to be aggravated and everything else like that. And that could have been a result, that outburst could have been a result of one of those two things. I'm not saying it was, because I'm not a doctor. I didn't examine him after the fight, and I also didn't have him go for any CAT scans or anything like that, but there was definitely an issue there. It was too bizarre.
He did say that. Yeah, he said he will reveal it.
It was too bizarre, and I just don't think that was the real Anthony Joshua. I think there was issues there, and nobody recognized it. Okay, and that's just the way it is, and that's what I'm saying about this guy. He's well promoted. He's poorly managed. Everything goes back to that.
Yeah. Go ahead, King of King. You want to chime in back in? Go ahead, King of King.
Yeah,
How do we explain the panic attack before the Ruiz fight?
Yeah, I see some.
Yeah,
it's listen. The first time in the United States, Madison Square Garden, an iconic facility in boxing history, and he was always in friendly territory and confines, and he couldn't handle it.
But do we know he had a panic attack in the first place? That's just a rumor.
A lot of people said he did. I wasn't there, so I don't know. But a lot of people said he did. But I don't know that.
But I remember him being asked, and he was like, "How could I have a panic attack for going to fight him? Like it's a 20,000 seated capacity. I fight in 80,000, 90,000 venues."
Well, but he was fighting. He was
around the world, though.
He would fight in a familiar facility where this is like iconic. He was never there before. There's extenuating circumstances to something like that, but overall, he's poorly managed. Everything goes back to poorly managed. So,
how can you fight after having a panic attack? I've seen people have those.
Yeah, you can't.
Sometimes they wind up going to the hospital.
I've had a panic attack. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're bad. I don't have them anymore, but it was just in the situation. I had a handful of them at that time, and it just came on from a situation that I was in, not a great situation with a great person and you feel like and I was in a public place on my birthday, surrounded by people that I loved, and I had a massive panic attack where I couldn't breathe, meltdown, crying, snot running out, real bad. If there was cameras there, it would have been a real bad look. So I know it. So
wow. Many years ago, I'm 64 now, so I was probably about 25 back then, 26. And I knew this fellow from the neighborhood. His great-grandfather was a lawyer. His grandfather and his grandfather's brothers were lawyers, and his father and his two uncles were lawyers. And they had put so much pressure on him to go become a lawyer, and he went to go take the bar exam. And the day of the bar exam, on the way to the bar exam, he got out of his car. He collapsed, and from all the pressure, hit his head on the ground, and was never the same. Got all kinds of issues ever since then. So he had anxiety, a panic attack, whatever you want to call it, and he was never the same again. And it happens to people. I mean, it's the ugly side of life, is what it is, And I'm not saying that he had a panic attack, but I wasn't there. I didn't see it, but everybody said he did. But okay, whether he did or not, panic attacks are, pretty serious thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, yeah. Rick, that's so sad, man.
Let me just say congratulations for ringside reporter in the building. Yeah, B, for being a member. And we shall also have to give you it's like a super chat, I guess. I'm supposed to give this one to, I think I gave this to King of King Boxing, but you guys get this both. You get another one for King of King Boxing because he became a member as well before. And I don't know if I gave you this fanfare. Thank you, guys. Because yes, this live will be moving over. This live will be moving over now onto members only. So, guys, you will see the numbers all drop, but it will be members only, and it is whoever wants to, not you guys on the panel, whoever still wants to be a part of this live for a cost of coffee, you need to move over to, because I provide fucking good content. So move over to the members only, and that was going to be in 1 minute. Go ahead. Who wanted to finish off while I move this over to members only? Can
I ask Rick a question?
Yes, of course you can.
Hey, Chris, one thing I want to just pick your brain on. Who should Joshua's next comeback opponent be? Who do you think?
God, what is his name? The guy from the UK, Nathan Gorman. Did he ever fight him?
Oh no, Nathan Gorman.
No, really? Oh wow.
Are you serious?
Nathan Gorman's had about 7 fights. Are you crazy?
No. Devin he's like 20-1.
Okay, well, he's domestic level. We're not doing that.
Yeah, well, for a first fight back, I would like to have him fight a left-hander. Because if he,
Can I suggest something?
Yeah,
I say Zili Zhang in China.
That would be a good one.
That'd be a massive one.
What about Otto Wallin? He threw his name into the hat as well.
Oh, Wallin.
Yeah, he'd be a very good one. Very good one, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
He put his name out. He said he's open to the fight. I said, "Oh, that's a good option. I like him." So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That'll generate some buzz if he goes out there and sparks Wallin in like just a few rounds. That's all he needs. You know what I mean? To get back into just to get people talking again. As opposed because everybody knows he went the distance with Tyson Fury and gave him hell.
I'm gonna tell you guys something right now that I think may surprise you. Okay, I think that in the UK, I think Fury versus Joshua right now, even after he lost the other night and lost 2 straight fights, is a bigger fight in the UK
than Usyk Fury.
Than Usyk Fury Usyk, but it would not be as big a fight worldwide. But it would be as big a fight in the UK, and it could be sold to Saudi Arabia and everything else. Now, Fury wouldn't command as much money to fight.
He said he'll do it free, Rick. He even said he doubled.
Yeah, come on.
He's lying. He's like, because we'll talk about the old members only. We're going to change over now. Carry on.
I will tell you, I met him at the Thomas Schwartz weigh-in in Vegas, and he was very, very funny. I mean, he was laying on the floor at the weigh-in, stretched out with the long legs and long arms, and an overweight woman. And I mean, that's being nice, being diplomatic when I call overweight. She walked around him, and then she came back around him one more time after she dropped some paperwork off, and he says to everybody around him, "She does that one more time, she'll lose a pound." So, I mean, he can be a funny guy. He sings that American Pie. He gets Frank Warren and Aaron all excited, and he's good for boxing. But I think that Fury would take a lot less to fight Joshua right about now. I think it's an easier fight, and the fight does huge money still. So I don't know. It's whatever they want to do. But if I was Joshua, I wouldn't take that fight right now. I would look for, like I said, a confidence builder, at least 1, maybe 2 fights. Take a year away from the top fighters and get your cards in order for your next run at the heavyweight championship of the world, because you'll still be a cash cow.
Yeah. Anyone want to reply that? Go ahead.
No, that's the thing I don't understand. Like, everybody acts like we got to put him right back in the fire. It's like, dude, like, sometimes his problem is not physical. His problem is not skill.
Can I run something by you? Fight fans are bloodthirsty.
Yeah,
it's the name of the game.
Well, people act like, that's what I'm saying, because a lot of fight fans now don't really have a concept of boxing. They think everybody's a video game. They think you got a power meter and you could just go back into the little huddle and your power meter goes back up. It's like, damn, like, let the dude get his mind back right, and then you'll get better fights down the road. It's like they don't even understand. Like, it's sort of like when you try to rush somebody into a fight. It's like not understanding. Like, I want to see this dude at the height of his power when he fights. I don't want to see if this dude says he was injured or something was wrong before the fight. I don't want to see him fight. I want to wait till later when he can, like, all the bullshit is gone. So let the man rebuild himself. Let him get it right. He's 32 in the heavyweight division. He's if he wanted to keep fighting, he got 8 years of being still quality. Heavyweights last 39, 38, 40 years old and still are effective. So I don't, like I said, let him reboot mentally. Everybody, like, all the noise, all the shit. Like I said, it's just a bad situation. At the end of the day, I have to put it on him and his team or whatever, because, like I said, I don't know why. Like, you're not prepared. The guys that I seen, I don't even know if he was sparring for the second fight with those same group of dudes. But those guys that he was sparring, getting ready, he was literally bringing in like 5 different guys that might have been able to do one thing Usyk can do, and then that's how he's supposed to be. How is that? That's not going to help anybody. Otto Wallin would have probably been an excellent person to bring for sparring. He's been on the shelf ever since that Fury fight. He's had a few fights, but nothing significant. I promise you could have paid him the money he would have came in there. That would have been a perfect dude to help you get ready for that fight.
I agree. All I know is that I'm the largest supplier of largest provider of sparring partners in the world as part of one of the many services I provide the boxing business, and nobody's ever called me from Joshua's camp for any sparring partners. So I sort of find it comical because everybody else uses me.
Can I have some
just to let you know, 2 of my clients in the UK.
Rick, can I have some sparring partners?
Yeah, 2 of my clients in the UK are Team Daniel Dubois and also Team Zach Parker. So there's your answer right there.
Terrence, you still on the panel, right? You can hear me, right, Terrence?
Roger that.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I moved it to members, and because you're on the panel, you still got over to stick. Okay, cool. No,
Rick.
My mind was just being in the bit of the. My mind was.
Terrence just said I'm black.
No, my mind was just being in the gut. I was like, can I have some sparring partners? I don't know if I'm going to spar like that, but I was joking.
I was going to say, can I have another life partner, please?
Yeah, can we swap? Can we just have sparring partners that we'll body spar with? Give them good old body spar with.
Hey, Rick, another question. You can hear me, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
you.
You're picking Zach Parker to win that Andre fight, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Oh,
He's going to tear his head off and shit in his neck.
Oh, no.
Hang on. I still want to stick to the topic.
Oh, sorry.
I still want to stick to the topic. Yeah, I still want to stick to the topic. This isn't about Zach Parker and Andrade. That'll be another lie. Maybe we'll get to that. I want to talk about Tyson Fury now, moving along.
Okay.
With Tyson Fury just saying that he's going to take this undisputed fight. So now I've looked at some material that's been out, and Tyson Fury was on TalkSport. I hate that program. I need to be able to. Rick, can you get me a job on there? Just to appear there, Rick. TalkSport.
I don't even know what it is. Never even heard of it.
I'm gonna send you the link. Okay.
Yeah, it's a UK radio show.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the link.
They're very racist.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the link after the show, and you have a look at it, right? And yeah, we can.
I like the guy in the glasses though. The guy who's having a go at Tyson.
Right, can I speak?
Sorry, Chan. Sorry.
Wow. Yeah, I will send you the link after the show, and then you'll be able to have a look at what it is. It's basically a radio station, but it's kind of like a podcast as well. So they cover football. You guys call it soccer, but they cover football, and then they have TalkSport. They have TalkSport boxing. And, they have some YouTubers that also work on the platform, boxing YouTubers that work on the platform as well. And it's Tyson Fury beamed in on there today. And he basically said that he is giving them guys up until, next week, Friday, I think. And
1st of September.
Yeah, if they don't come up with $500 million, he doesn't care. He doesn't feel that he has to take that fight if they don't have 500 million. He would have did the Joshua fight for literally next to nothing and the thing is, right, I don't really like the rhetoric that Tyson Fury's being allowed to spew. He's like, that guy's just some foreigner, some Ukrainian that we don't even know his name. We can't even hardly pronounce his name. He speaks no English. Why do I have to respect some foreigner? Like, that is fucking prejudice, mate. Like, and
racist.
You're a gypsy. No, it's prejudice when you're the same race. You're a gypsy. And you don't like when people are banging on about do you agree with that, Rick? that he should be allowed to publicly keep saying things like that.
I'm no expert on race or anything like that, so I'm
No,
not one to talk. I only
Yeah.
have expertise in boxing and sex.
Yeah, but
I'm kidding.
Oh God,
But,
yeah, no, you're not. But go ahead.
It's just a joke. Just a
Oh,
joke.
Rick at 65.
No,
still
I don't
on
want
it.
to get all the
I
women
may
on
be a
the
little
show
bit of
too
expert
excited.
on race.
Rick,
But I will.
Rick is on the blue pills.
Yeah.
I will say this about the last words on the Anthony Joshua situation.
You can talk as
I
much.
guarantee you this: if Daniel Kinahan would have been the advisor of Anthony Joshua, he would have got him the other 7 weeks of another 6 weeks of preparation time and sparring, and Eddie would have been at his knees saying, "Yes, God, yes, God." I'll leave it like that.
Yeah. So do you? So Tyson Fury, like I said, he said he's not going to fight. Excuse me, unless he gets 500 milli pounds, by the way. And because Floyd Mayweather got 400 milli, and he's given this foreigner a chance to be legendary. Not that he can beat Usyk, you know, he'll just walk right through him and beat him like that. He said if they don't come back to him by that Friday, whenever, I think it's the 1st of September that you guys have said, he will know. He said Usyk is not even a part of his era, so it doesn't affect him if he doesn't fight him. He doesn't need to fight for undisputed for someone that's not really a part of his era. Now, to me, that sounds like a fucking duck.
You know, actually, personally,
Yeah.
quick question first. How much did Usyk weigh coming into this Joshua fight?
221.
Yeah, so he bulked up. He bulked up.
He was the same as what he was.
he's the same
First
size.
fight, same weight as he was in the first
I
fight.
mean, but yeah, he bulked up from being a cruiserweight. Yeah, is that what you're going to
Yeah.
say? Oh, yeah,
And Fury has to work hard to come in under 270, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah. So I mean, I personally, you know, no. I mean, he doesn't. Usyk doesn't have the power. Doesn't have the power of a Wilder or I mean, no. This is a super heavyweight versus a blown up cruiserweight. I personally don't see the. I personally don't see the purpose.
No. Wilder and Usyk weigh the same. If anything,
Yeah, I know, but Usyk doesn't have the power to put down.
You don't have to put Tyson Fury down to beat him. You don't have to put him down to beat him.
Usyk didn't have. Can you say Usyk?
He put down Joshua and he beat him. So what's the point?
But Joshua does not have the tactics of Fury. The arm locks, the separation, the pinning maneuvers and stuff like that. If Fury gets his hands on you and bodies you up and puts his weight on you, all the stuff that Joshua, you know, says he has the quality not to do, you know, because he has a sportsmanship not to do.
Depends on who's the referee, because
yeah, go ahead.
Eddie Cotton said that Fury was the dirtiest fighter he ever refereed, and he refereed Galata twice.
Okay, but the other day, a lot of times when AJ was getting close and stuff and doing the body work, it was like the ref would come in and break. Depends on who the ref is too.
Yeah, but you got to watch Fury when he gets in close, or whatever the leaning tactics. He actually does arm locks. You know,
yeah.
I mean, he does all that dirty stuff or whatever.
The point that you was making was that you said that Usyk bulked up and that you don't see him be able to knock out Tyson Fury, and then you said it's not like, you know, Deontay Wilder, who still didn't knock out Tyson Fury, who in the end got knocked out. But
he did knock out Tyson Fury though.
No, he didn't knock him out. He got up.
He didn't get a 10 count, but he knocked him out.
He got up, so he didn't. It wasn't out. So it was a draw. So he didn't get knocked out. Like I keep saying, Terrence Bailey, we will deal solely with facts on here, not biased facts. I keep having to only correct you on the panel. We've got someone else that likes Deontay Wilder. I give him respect. He gives me respect. But we always talk about facts about each fighter. You heard him say what he said about Anthony Joshua. I agree. You keep coming on here talking stuff that's not factual. It's annoying me a little bit, just to be honest. So let me just speak. So listen, Deontay Wilder and Alexander Usyk are the same weight. You don't need to knock someone out to beat them. So what was trying? So I don't know what the point you was trying to make.
Okay, but
I tried to tell you the point. You changed the goalpost, but go ahead.
Okay, they're the same weight. They're the same body type, body dimensions. No, any of that stuff. They're not the same strength. Any of that. So if I don't see at all that being a competitive fight.
Okay, coolio. Let's move along. Let me just get
one second, Chan. Can I just tell Terrence, bro? Do you know Wilder had
I'm not trying to turn this into a Wilder v AJ.
No, we're not.
Hey, wait,
I'm just telling him. No.
This
I'm just telling him one thing.
Usyk Fury. This ain't got to do with Wilder. This is Usyk Fury.
Let me speak, but you keep bringing it into a Wilder thing, Terrence. Right? You keep talking about Wilder. Every time you've spoken, you've bring it into Wilder. So when you bring it there, then Shan has to then rebut with facts. So this is nothing to do with your favorite boxer. At the moment, this live is about my favorite boxer, but I will cover your favorite boxer in the run up to his fight. So can we keep it on topic, please, and stop doing comparisons? If you need to do a comparison, make sure it's a fair comparison and it's all relative. We're not going back to 2018 where we're doing this one v this one. I'm telling you, we're not doing it, and we're not doing it here. So stop doing it. Wilder and Usyk are the same weight. Wilder isn't God personified. He knocked down Fury and didn't knock him out. The fight resulted in a draw. Tyson Fury has never lost to Deontay Wilder, and Deontay Wilder has never beaten Tyson Fury. Okay, so but the point that you made was kind of pointless. So what I'm trying to say is that Alexander Usyk doesn't need or does not have the power to knock out. He didn't even have the power to knock out Anthony Joshua, and that's a big puncher. But he beat him without knocking him out, which he can still do with Tyson Fury. Okay, is that as level as I can level it off? Rick, go ahead, Rick.
I just came back on the show. You got to get me back in here.
You're in here.
I'm not here.
Mix it up. Tag him in.
Yeah, Rick. Come on, Rick.
Tag him. Go on, I'll solo you out. Go ahead.
Both Fury and Usyk have very, very unusual styles, especially a heavyweight. One is huge and super fast with his hands. You know, as far as the jab and the power punches. And Usyk is very nimble on his feet and very agile. And they'll both bring very unique talents to the heavyweight division. If they were little guys and one was real tall and fast, you wouldn't think anything of it. And the other guy had fast feet, you wouldn't think anything of it, like a Devin Haney. But these guys are very, very unique, and I think it's a tremendous fight. But I still think economically, right now, even though he's damaged in a sense, I'm not saying I would take the fight because I wouldn't. I'd rebuild him, like I said. But Joshua and Fury is bigger still right now than Usyk and Fury would be. That's just all there is to it.
I agree. But do you think Fury is going to take this fight?
Oh, I think he will. When he says 500 million, he knows. Listen, these guys know what the revenues are. They're explained. This TV company's paying this. This is going to be the site fee from Saudi Arabia. This is the money going to be. This is the approximate money from the United States. I mean, they tell him what the money is. I mean, it's not like he's demanding fight. It's all stuff to make the papers and make the media and keep his name out there. There's no way that he thinks that fight's worth $500 million or anywhere near that. Could he get 100 between 75 and 100 million? Yeah, he could.
Yeah, I reported today that I think in my opinion, I think the deal's already been made, guys, because you know, when the Daily Mail, which is a very reputable newspaper here, not a tabloid, it's a newspaper, a broadsheet. They already said that, you know, December 17th is already penciled in for the fight, and that there's 150 million plus, and Tyson Fury is to get 50 million. Now, I mean, that's 10 less than half a billion, isn't it? So I don't know how, you know, what do you guys think about that? Everybody can go around the panel and say what you think. Go ahead, Lisa. Do you think Tyson Fury, what have you seen him say, and what do you think this is all about, Lisa?
You said that he's gonna get
Are you standing in front
$500
of
million?
Yeah, sorry.
Huh?
Yeah, sorry, it was just a bit of background noise coming with you. Like a Go ahead.
So you're saying that he's gonna get so it's penciled in. Yeah, I'm thinking that this huh?
December 17th, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that this fight was already kind of like something that they discussed, and it was contingent on the winner of Saturday. So I find it very intriguing that everything is just like so smooth. Whereas before, why is it this just going so smooth when it was so many other times Undisputed was there, and there was always a monkey wrench thrown in it.
Yeah, I know. It's sickening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrence, go ahead, because you're next on the list, and then it will be King, Swab, AJ. And shouts out to New Media Today USA, boxing coach Malachi in the building. You guys already know. That's how I first saw you on Mal's show. No, I wasn't supposed to do the Go ahead, Terrence.
What was the question again?
What you want to say about if Fury is going to really be taking this fight, in your opinion?
With who? Usyk?
Yep.
I don't. Well, you can get those Saudis to invest in about anything in boxing right now because they're trying to build up rapport and all that kind of stuff. They're trying to build up their, you know, they're trying to get people to come over there and whatnot. But I ain't paying for it. I don't see that crap.
Would you have paid?
I don't want. I would much rather see if Fury's going to fight again. I would much rather see. I would much rather see a Joshua take a couple year hiatus and get himself together with a new trainer, get his head right, get his confidence back, get that Joshua back that fought Klitschko, and get a new trainer and get a whole new, you know, just get everything back right, get everything back clicking on you know, say go from an 8-cylinder to a 12-cylinder, get everything back right, and then because I believe a right Joshua could beat Tyson Fury. I don't think Tyson Fury is all that he's being pumped up to be. I think really it's just that he's big as hell. Personally, I think he's big as hell. I think he's a big ass Lomo.
But so you don't think that you don't think Tyson Fury has a incredibly high ring IQ?
When I look at Tyson Fury in the ring, I see Tyson Fury imitating a lot of other boxers. I see him imitating Roy Jones. I see him, putting his hands behind his back. The same way I see Lomachenko imitating Roy Jones. I see a lot of imitations. I see him doing a lot of copycatting in the ring. Matter of fact, I see him doing a lot of playing to the judges and the crowd, like Sugar Ray did with Marvin Hagler, flurrying in the last 30 seconds of the round. I see him doing a lot of stuff that, you know, that a lot of fluff. I see him doing a lot of bullshit. Now, outside of the knockouts, there's been a lot of stuff. You go back and look at his fights. I mean, okay, the Al fight. Had there been anybody else, that fight would have been stopped.
True.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? He got away. He got away with some dumb shit, and then man, no, he is not. He is. I mean, he's good, but he's not everything they say he is. He is a oversized Lomachenko.
I would say that's Usyk. But go ahead, Rick. You say your piece, because Rick looks like he's having a nervous breakdown with that comment right there. Go ahead, Rick. We're here to talk now.
I think you have Tyson Fury all wrong, my friend. I think he's great. I think he does things that are uncanny that you can't teach. And I remember years ago when his cousin Andy Lee was trained by Emmanuel Stewart. He went to the gym. He flew to Detroit, and he went to the Kronk gym. And Emmanuel told me on the phone that night. He goes, after two days he was in the gym. He goes, Rick, I saw a future heavyweight champ of the world, and he's a white guy. Can you believe it?
Yeah,
that's what he said. And I think we all need to believe that today. And I think he is.
Believe it. He's a heavyweight champ. So
he's the heavyweight champ. He's undefeated. And if you want to talk about the Wallin fight, okay, we can talk about the Wallin fight. But every single heavyweight champion has had fights like that in history. Okay, Holmes getting up against Ernie Shavers, it was a long count. Okay, Mike Tyson, out of his 6 losses, stopped 5 times, including getting disqualified because he's about to get stopped biting ears.
What about the McDonough fight? What about the McDonough fight?
What about it?
You mean how we got a gift?
No. McDonough beat him, and his father even said that he lost that fight. He came back in for the rematch, and he switched the gloves at the last minute. McDonough tried to walk out. They threatened to sue him for all the tickets that were sold. And he came in there with some little ass gloves, and he said, "Well, I beat him." He said, "Well, I beat him before. I'll beat him again."
They're not little ass. Let me talk about all the fallacies with gloves, including the first Wilder fight when he said he was wearing altered gloves. The gloves are distributed by the commission. Okay, they have to be commission approved, number one. Number two is an inspector stands over those gloves while you're putting them on, and while you walk out to the ring, while you're putting them on, the hand wraps and everything else, so you don't load up your gloves, because the last time it happened was in 1983 when Louis Resso did it with Billy Collins, and we all know that history. So they've been really strict in the last 35, 40 years. They've been really strict. And they watch everything very closely. So
this happened in the UK.
They watch them closely. They watch them closely. Anywhere there's a capable boxing commission, the UK, the United States, anywhere there's a capable boxing commission, they watch the gloves very closely, and they have to be okayed by the commission and distributed. Okay? So believe me when I tell you, I know. Okay. And I don't buy that. But listen, I got to get off the show. I got to take my lovely wife to dinner. I wish I could stay longer.
Okay, Rick.
Okay.
We'll come back and then we'll just chop it up.
Yeah, we'll
good information.
next week, whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna come back
I'm
next
ready.
week. Yeah. All right.
I'm ready. I was born ready. Okay?
I know you're ready. And
have a good evening, everybody.
I'm gonna call you tomorrow.
Thank you.
I want to talk to you about something.
Bye now.
All right,
Bye-bye.
you too, Rick.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy your
Bye.
evening.
Okay. All right, we back in the building. Go ahead. This is turned into a members only. It's just us lot, by the way.
Should they be able to see?
I didn't want to talk about no gloves or nothing like that. That turned. I didn't want to talk about no gloves or nothing like that. I was just.
Mal, go ahead, Mal. You didn't even get to speak.
What up, Coach?
What'd you say?
You didn't even get to speak. Did you?
That's not
you always speak to Rick anyway. What King of King? Can they see what? Who can see?
Yeah. When you go members only, should you still be able to view the video on YouTube and everything if you're not a member?
No,
Yeah.
is it still viewing?
Yeah, it's still viewing. Somebody had put a note in the chat about that when you switched it back to subscribers, it popped it back up, but they just made it so nobody can comment. But yeah, it's still actually rolling right now.
Yes. View members only is only for people to be able to just comment and stuff like that.
Okay,
No,
so you
do it for members only live, Mal. They shouldn't be able to see the live playing.
yeah, you can see it. You can see it right now.
Yeah, everybody should.
No, you can't.
No, you
I don't
can't.
see it.
You see the members?
I don't see it.
If you
you got it in members only mode, Sam?
Yeah.
Members only is supposed to be you're right. It's just supposed to be for the members.
You shouldn't be able to see it.
Yeah, somebody put a note in there, and
I think
don't know. I'll check real quick on my
check on your phone. You shouldn't be able to. Let me check. Let me just customize and make.
Nah, you can't see it. It's
no, you can't.
members only.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe you could at the beginning when I first put it on members only to comment, and then I changed it to whole members only live. That's why the numbers dropped to 0. So we was up at numbers where you saw everyone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I seen somebody place in the chat, so I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, that was when it was. I turned it to members only that could only speak, chat, and then and then I changed it from subscribers to members, and then I changed it to members only. Yeah, I've just checked. So we go ahead, Mally Mal in the building. What up, Mal? New media today, USA boxing. Mal.
What's up, Coach?
Yeah, man. What's going on? AJ, what's going on, fam? Lisa, what's going on?
We here in the building talking about
Man, like Coach, how you doing?
Coach?
Yeah, Terrence, everybody on the panel. And Swab, what's going on, fam?
Because I know you did a show on this, so talk to me about your thoughts about all of this, Mal.
All of what?
The Tyson Fury shit. Is he going to take the fight? XYZ.
No, I've said he wasn't. I've been because I said that the next day when AJ and Joshua had a fight that Saturday. The next day I went live. I was sick, and I say I don't think he's going to take the fight. You know what I mean? I said that's just my personal opinion. I said I believe it when I physically see him in the ring. But dealing with Fury, he says so many things. He's consistent at saying so many things. So I don't believe a word he says. I'd have to physically see it. So my opinion, I hope we see the fight. I hope we see the fight because I do want to see Undisputed. One thing about me, I want to see the fights. I don't believe in.
What was you talking about on your show today? Was you talking about Tyson Fury's only got 7 days?
Yeah. He was saying, it's a video. He got it on Twitter. It's on video, right?
Yeah, so I just want to know what was your thoughts on that today? Because you said the other day, but you did a show today on it.
I did a show today on it basically because he said the guy got 7 days. He said they have 7 days to come up with the money. Mm-hmm. If not, he's going to stay retired and he's walking. That's what he said. Mm-hmm. Before that, he said something else, and before that, he said something else, and before that, he said something else. So it's like, which one am I to believe? The guy said 20 different things. You know what I mean? But if I'm going to believe this lie, then he's or the truth or whatever, I don't know. If it's going to be 7 days, he wants $500 billion. I mean, yeah, he wants $500 million, $500 million. I mean, so I don't know. I don't know. That's what he said. So
yeah.
So who is he? I'm trying to figure out who he's talking to when he's saying you got 7 days to make the fight.
He's talking about the people who want to put money up for the fight. So
okay,
outside investors who want to put money up for the fight. He's saying you outside investors who want to put money in my pocket to throw an event on a boxing match, you have 7 days. If you don't come with the money that I want in 7 days, I'm walking. That's what he said.
Oh, okay, because
it's on video. I played it and I got it on Twitter. It's on video. So I'm not making it up.
Right, because he has to let Suleiman know if he's gonna drop the belt. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, and that's it.
I want to say this, man, that I don't know what I think the fight's going to happen. I think Tyson Fury is just what he's doing is taking advantage of a situation where it's kind of quiet in boxing and he can just fill it up with his bullshit. He's just going to talk $500 million. Okay, you're not Floyd Mayweather. You can't look, I understand if I'm in a mental hospital, I don't listen to the patients. So, I mean, Fury can say all kind of weird shit, but that's just so he can get it because he's not like him talking about boxing or regular shit. Nobody pays attention to him. So he come out here with this outlandish crap and all this. Oh, Usyk's he's this. I mean, he's just disintegrate every fighter he's ever fought. He always does it. This is the same routine.
Yeah, he does it all the time.
Yeah, I think this is why the fight's gonna come. I mean, he used to call AJ, oh, he's a dosser. He would have got nailed, and all. It's like he does this to everybody. So it's just part of his game routine.
Do you remember when he saw Usyk a few months back at an event, and he was like, "Oh, I've got $1 million that you know." He was hugging Usyk. I bet $1 million. I bet $1 million that that you beat AJ this time. Don't let me down. Yeah, they remember he was all taking pictures with you. Usyk.
I remember that was at the Komi Lomachenko fight.
Yeah,
and it was in the crowd. Then out of nowhere, as soon as he left and he was interviewed, Usyk, what'd you think of Usyk? Oh, he could suck my balls and all this crazy shit.
Then from then, he's just gone on a rant of just trying to desecrate Usyk. It's a part of his rhetoric. This is what Tyson Fury does. I'm not sure. I think the fight happens because this paper is always, when I get my breaking news from this newspaper, it always turns out right. I'm always about 2 weeks in advance ahead. I break it. Nobody listens to me. And then it turns out to be right. That date is so specific. December the 17th, penciled in. They've already, like Lisa, you said it. They already had that deal in place. Yeah. They just needed to fill in the correct name of who it was going to be. Is it going to be AJ Fury or is it going to be? And that's all. The contract, you know. And then they just knew what they was doing. It's too specific. TJ in the building. What up, TJ? King TJ.
Yeah, that's why I posed that question, because it was like everything seemed to be going smooth except for they just got to know where the money's coming from. But it's just like before, a couple times they had a path to Undisputed, and it's just hit snags. That's all. That's why I was asking that question.
Yeah. Is it, to me? It's just a bit funny that date. It's my daughter's birthday, one of them anyway, as well. So yeah, Sagittarius season. I wanted to really just like deep dive on him, but there's nothing much that you can say about this geezer. He's like a walking contradiction at this point.
That's exactly what he is.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he is.
Yeah, Swab, AJ, you got Swab. You've been quiet. Is Swab here? Swab, are you still here? You are, aren't you? Or is he muted? Yeah, I think he's just muted. But go ahead. Who wants to chime in? Anybody got anything to lastly say? Because I am doing a double whammy live. So I've got Uncle Ronnie Shields. I got Uncle Ronnie Shields in an hour and a half.
Yeah. Me, I think this is what I think. I think that again, you don't know what you don't know until you know it. So
yeah.
One thing we do know, someone like OLEKSANDR USYK, he's a no nonsense type guy. He doesn't talk much, doesn't really say anything. I barely speaks English. So we know that if there's anything that doesn't happen to materialize from a fight standpoint, it's not going to be from his side, Usyk's side. You know what I mean? Usyk is going to, he's about that action. He says what he says, and he shows up the way he needs to shows up to. Whoop your ass, take your belts, and go back home to his family. That's what he does. So with Fury, it's you just never know. Fury is just winding you up. Yeah, he's a big liar. We know he's a liar, but his lies is just how what he does to wind you up, this and that. And I don't, you don't know. You don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm not pulling any stock in it. I talked about it today. The show did very, very well today. Surprisingly, I was shocked. It did.
Of course it did. This Tyson Fury
is great.
Yeah. I'm surprised. It's trending. It's trending.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's surprising for my channel. You know what I mean?
It's not.
Yeah, because
anytime you talk about Tyson Fury, you've always got the views. No, it's not.
Yeah. My thing is I talked about Fury. I talked about some other people as well on the show as well.
Yeah, I saw bits of it towards the end, but I missed the Fury. I think I missed the Fury bit because I chimed in a bit late. I was getting ready for my show, but yeah.
Me personally, I want to see Undisputed. I want to see the Undisputed fight. I would love to see this matchup because it settles all arguments. So whatever, if you feel like Tyson Fury is too big and he'll crush the blowed up middleweight, then we need to see the fight.
Size a pumped up middleweight.
We need to see the fight. Then. If that's how you feel, then we physically need to see it. in order to remove all doubt. You know,
no, he said that if he doesn't fight Usyk, it doesn't matter because Usyk's not in his era.
You know, I mean, when you say who said that? Fury?
Tyson Fury today on talk.
Yeah. You know, again, what does he? Again, as I said before, I don't know. Whatever you choose to believe with him, that's what he says. He says a lot of things. You know what I mean? So
Usyk's not his era.
Usyk's not his era.
He doesn't really have
Neither
to
is
beat.
Joshua. Neither is Dillian White.
He has nothing to prove. You know, I'm the greatest heavyweight in the history of boxing. Just you know, just all that stuff. So
I am with Terrence in the fact that I think he's a lot of smoke and mirrors. And yes, he's a good boxer, but for me, he's beatable. He just doesn't fight the people he doesn't fight enough people to see that how he is. Like if he fought like a lot of the top 10, we would see how good he was. But the fact is, right, he does this smoke and mirrors trick where he says to everyone, I'm the best thing since sliced bread. And he's got such casual fans that he tricks them into believing that he's so good that he doesn't need to fight the other top 10 contenders because he just beats them with ease. I beat them behind my hands behind my back, and you know, and they all
him and Tank Davis are the same.
I mean, exactly, because Chan, it's like, I mean, a while back, well, not that long ago in the video, he was interviewed about fighting Usyk, and he just pretty much brushed it off, saying like, "Oh, he doesn't even bring any money in, so what's the point in me fighting him?" I mean, just just shit like that. And also, like, ever since his comeback, I've said this before, he's done nothing except fight Wilder 3 times and Dillian White. That's all he's done.
That's all he's done. Klitschko,
That's it.
Wilder,
those fights with Wilder brought him retirement money. He made enough money off of that to retire, and he said that he would donate all that money to the homeless, and that didn't happen.
The first he said he was going to donate it, and he didn't donate.
Didn't do that
anything. Shit. No, he didn't, because he didn't donate anything because he's a Kappa. Capadonna.
I mean, he conned us last year about the Undisputed fight. He did that.
Conned us there as well.
Yep.
He's been conning us. Conned us there. Conned us. He conned what's his name? Klitschko, when he said I'm going to rematch you and disappeared.
Didn't do it.
Tested positive for cocaine.
Then cocaine. Nalandrolone. What is it? Nandrolone.
Nandrolone. Got suspended.
Then he conned for the Undisputed with AJ. Then he conned saying Deontay Wilder doesn't get a trilogy, and then he had to go to mediation arbitration. Then he's conned this. He's just done cons. Why does people believe him all the time?
Shit, I don't. We don't. I know we don't.
It's boxing, man. You know, boxing is full of a bunch of con artists.
People. Yeah, it's just crazy.
It's the fans. It's the fan. That's because these fans now, they're more like, some of them are diehard, but some of them are like kind of more of on a casual, but like the old school boxing fans used to hold you, like they would be like, nah, this is what really happened, yada 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 yada. Like they would like call you out on it. But it's just it's just the nature of the social media, and you can
That's the way Wilder says. It's a business.
Well, it's just a part of it's just if people don't know, you can, if you don't do research, if you don't actually do your own research, you'll find out, like, a lot of times people can spin talking points, and then when you go to do the real research, you find out it's not even really true.
But people are so subjective that, here's the thing, they would rather not see people fight and just hold on to he would beat his ass instead of actually knowing. So it allows them to continue their narrative, because a lot of them got shut down. A lot, we act like it's new, but to be honest, a lot of these type of fans develop back with Pacquiao. Like, Floyd he's doing this, he's ducking this, and then when the fight happens and he gets washed, and they're like, oh, it was so boring. He aged him out. How you gonna age out somebody that's younger than him? Doesn't make any sense. So they come up with all this crap. So instead of suffering the defeat or having something like that happen again, they rather just talk shit and not even actually know who can win. And it's stupid.
Yeah, that's
I just,
some new fans shit, man. Some new
I
fans.
I just want to say one thing. I thought, fair enough. Wilder got fucked up twice, but like knocked out clean, and he was gone for a year. I thought he would come back like a new resurrected man. Maybe you respect him, you start liking him. Maybe you start doing business that is good for his business. But it ends up he's still the same clown. No matter how many times you
It,
fuck him up, he'll
yeah,
be
so
that
so
still that dumb
he's not going to
motherfucker.
change. Yes, Swab, he's not going to change. He's not going to change.
His business. Well, he's acting like as if he didn't lose worse to Tyson Fury than Anthony Joshua losing to Usyk.
Yeah,
Yeah, those comments are. I'm not really happy with John A.
I mean, Chan, everybody, did you hear? Did you hear what he said? Like recently, he commented on he said Usyk has poor stamina, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's rich for coming from a guy who gassed badly in the last 2 fights he's had, and
in the first round.
rounds.
Cover it. I even did a news report. I will though, because I just don't want to even feed into the shit. I just wish, I'm no disrespect, I wish Deontay Wilder would just be quiet sometimes. Just come back, do what you got to do, and let people want to like you for things like, don't, when someone's lost, be nasty and mean about it and say things that are very hypocritical. It's not cool.
I felt very bad for him. I felt so bad. He lost so badly.
Maybe you could come through and on this run, you've pretended that you haven't said a million excuses and never apologized. But cool, we were going to work with you here. But you come out and you just talk trash again.
I mean, I gotta say,
always talk trash when it comes to Anthony Joshua. It's almost like you and Fury always need to tag team to get some clout by just mentioning Joshua, good, bad, or indifferent. It's been noticed. It's been noticed now because even mainstream platforms are stating this. It's like you don't hear from Deontay Wilder for a good old year. And as soon as this happens, I'm saying with Tyson Fury, you hear with Tyson Fury, but as soon as something's happening with Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, you get Tyson Fury, that's what they say, jumping in front of a camera, and then you get Deontay Wilder having to, no, granted, you're going to be asked about what do you think about the fight, because you guys are boxers, cool. But then everything else that you're saying is, basically you've admitted that DAZN already has asked you for another fight, because Shelley Fink already put it out there a couple weeks before that. They'd be up for a Joshua Wilder fight, right? And so Eddie Hearn then reaches out again. And what do? Ignore. But then you come out on Twitter after Joshua loses and says, they tried to lock me in with another fight. So you've just, yet again, he's not the most intelligent geezer. Because then again, you've just now admitted that. But
you turned down the fight.
Right, you've turned down the fight again. And it's big millions. So it's just redundant at this point. That's why I don't really
y'all really hate Wilder, man. It's funny, man.
No.
We don't hate him. We're just speaking facts. That's all.
Because wasn't that AJ just said he made a comment about that, talking about something he said about that. Like the thing about it is I don't listen to a lot of the stuff that
I know you like
say.
him, so.
But if he did turn down the fight, I mean, I don't understand why that was a bad comment. Him saying they were trying to lock me up because he thought he was going to
who's trying to lock in Wilder? He's 37 years old. He's also got 2 losses. Who's his big payday? He's coming back to fight Robert Helenius. Dude.
No, that's what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying with that, but that's kind of like
not trying to lock him in. It's not about.
Would you rather have Robert Helenius instead of AJ?
It's not locked in. Look, I understand what you guys are saying. You guys are taking it he's saying he's trying to get my career cooking because I'm a hot commodity. But what he was saying is he's trying to sign me to a fight because.
All right, hit me up on the thingy. All right, T.
Oh, sorry about that.
Hey, look.
All right, take care, Terrence.
I just want to say.
Goodbye. Hey, wait, let me finish my point.
And
I just say bye.
I just want to say goodbye to the beautiful sister and all the brothers. And
salute to you. Thank you for coming in and taking some smoke and getting told off by LadyChann. Peace.
I ain't take no smoke. I ain't admitting that. I ain't take no smoke.
I told you off though.
You thought you did, but it's good.
Did. But it's all good. I did. I'll speak to you in a bit.
All right, peace.
Take it easy, King. Okay, no, let me just clear it up with King of King boxing. King of King, I know you're from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I know you support Wilder. You should know me by now. You've rocked with me on this channel for a minute, and I appreciate it. You know, I come with truth. I don't come with conjecture and all of that. I could do that. Oh, he's a bitch ass nigger. He's a this, that. I could do that. I have done that in the past because he was being a bitch ass nigger. Yeah. But right now, everything that I've said is true. We don't hear from Deontay Wilder unless he attaches his name to all of a sudden to Anthony Joshua. It's there. And then he tries to defame Anthony Joshua. And when he does that, and then he has a fight next, he usually gets his ass beat. Like, for somebody that wants to come out and say that Joshua looks like a broken man, maybe that's true. But was you not a bro? It takes one to know one. Like it's just the sheer hypocrisy. And the things that you're saying online, nobody's trying to lock you in. They're just trying to offer you big money because it's a big fight that your manager said 2 weeks ago prior to this fight that he was up for making a Joshua and Wilder fight. That's not a problem. So what did Eddie Hearn do? He reaches out and they don't answer the phone. They don't get back to him. So then Wilder then comes out on Twitter straight after Anthony Joshua loses and said, and then admits, you know, they tried to lock me into a fight because they knew that Anthony Joshua was going to lose. Now, listen, even if Anthony Joshua was going to win, lose, or draw, how does that affect you, sir? You're still getting fucking money. You're beltless. He's beltless. So who cares? So for you to say that, oh, we really hate Deontay Wilder. No, it's not really hate Deontay Wilder. It's just that I can't stand hypocrites and I can't stand people that don't show great character, that throw their other people under the bus. And what he did was unforgivable. And in my opinion, if that was any of my uncles, if that was my dad, if that was my brother, they would get a telling off from me. And until you fucking be able to apologize for the monstrosities that you said on other brothers, I'm not rocking with that. Because it's not integral and it shows of low character. So I'm sorry, King of King Boxing, we're not going to have to agree on this one. It's not that we out to hate Wilder, because there's nothing to hate on him for, sir. There's nothing. If I have to break it down, there isn't. He's not a good
I'm saying what I'm going to say is it's not about, I don't mean like hate.
You don't hate him.
I don't like I can't even use the terminology because like hate's turned into
dislike. Say dislike.
Yeah, dislike. There we go.
Yeah, I dislike.
There's a dislike for him. And here's the thing about it, I'm gonna say to y'all, because a lot of times I don't even get into it with like certain people because but I'm just saying if we got to be consistent. The reason that I have stopped, like there was a point in time that I would go in on AJ, I would say stuff about, but then I really reflected and thought about like, yo, is this fair? Like if the dude you knew was doing the same shit, would you be saying that? No. So I'm like, I'm not going to treat anybody that way. I'm going to like understand that this is the boxing game, that all these guys do the same shit. They talk shit about each other. They make up stories about each other. I mean, we can't sit here and like Eddie Hearn, everything he said is the truth. He lies as well. All of them do it. And it's just like they get us all wrapped up in these situations at the end of the day.
Confirms it.
And
Eddie
then I understand. Yeah, so he confirms that he actually offered him the fight and he didn't want it.
Yeah, and then Wilder comes online thinking that he's being very intelligent and absolutely admits that yet again he's turned down another fight.
I've seen those things come out immediately. Even the Tyson Fury one talking about reacting to the Joshua lot. Like I'm gonna be honest, I don't pay attention to that because those fighters always talk shit when somebody's losing. Or somebody like when Terrence
Anthony Joshua is not like that. Let me just say this, Chan.
Joshua, do that.
Let me just say this, Chan. At the press conference, at the end of the post, I think when he lost, even though he broke down after that, Eddie Hearn was saying stuff that he didn't fight no Saka Safari. Anthony Joshua tried to stop Eddie Hearn from saying that. He goes, no, there's no need to say that. That's called character. He doesn't put other people down. This is why we like and we respect AJ, and we can't do the same with Fury or Wilder because they're fucking bum boys.
We can't. I'm sorry, King of Kings.
Did we talk about what AJ said in the ring after the fight?
Which fight?
I know you guys mentioned the part where he's in the back during doing like the interview, but what he was saying to Usyk and them at the end of the fight, like when they're in the ring and he grabs it, like I'm
He
asking y'all
propped him
because
up.
you guys
He
are telling
goes,
me
"He's our champion! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip
No, I'm
hooray!"
talking about the part where somebody mentioned, because I kind of noticed it. I didn't pay attention to it while I was watching it, but him taking the belts and throwing the belts out and spitting on.
Yeah,
What
we
was that
saw
all
that.
about?
He didn't spit on them,
He
but
spit on him.
he didn't spit
Did
on
he?
them.
But why did he
No,
throw the
no,
belts out? Who
No.
were those? Usyk's
Well,
belts?
this is what I'm saying. He had a fucking meltdown, like you guys are saying.
Okay,
No one
But,
seen
but,
yeah, I
but,
that.
thought
he
y'all were
told
arguing earlier that he didn't have a
No,
meltdown, like
no,
somebody
no.
kept
Oh,
saying about.
I mean, he spazzed out. You guys call it meltdown. He spazzed out. Nobody said hip hip hooray. That's the greatest thing to do. But did he not come out and apologize like straight away? Did
I
he
don't
not?
know. When did he
Yeah, he did.
apologize?
What do you
on
mean? When
Twitter,
did he
on
apologize? It's
Twitter,
all on,
He made
on
a
Twitter,
statement.
he
he made
put
a
out a
statement.
statement on Twitter.
2 statements.
Yeah, I don't follow him on Twitter.
Okay, yeah. We're
That's why I
still
was just asking to clarify.
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So there's the answer. So we're still waiting for Wilder's apology for Mark Breland, because Mark Breland is still getting death threats to this day. To this day, we're still waiting. So
People are giving that man death threats, Chan.
yeah,
Oh my god! Oh
they're giving him
wow!
death threats, saying that you drugged him and you did this and you was jealous of him. And Wilder came out, he was jealous of me and he's a snake and he had. Come on, I can't respect dude.
Yeah,
So
that's yeah.
I don't respect Tyson Fury because he's not of a stand-up character. I don't respect anything about Deontay Wilder. And now that you just have to let it all out, now you've made me let it all out. I don't like him. He's nothing that I would like my children, if I had sons, to look up to somebody that's a barefaced liar. And that's the epitome of mentally weak, because you couldn't take it that you lost. So you made up lies on everybody on your own team. And then you've got the audacity to laugh when Anthony Joshua lost to Ruiz. Remember, Wilder went on Instagram Live and started running through and started laughing. Do you remember?
I remember what he said. Talking about like he wasn't everything he had was gifted to him, and he was never a true champion.
Yeah. He's never been a nice guy like that. Like, he used to be a nice guy, Deontay Wilder, and then his fan base just gassed him up and gave him this bronze bomber thing, and I wondered who dropped off. Sorry, Mal. Yeah, I know he's got another show as well.
Said he had to go.
Yeah, bronze bomber thing, you know, and so you can't tell us that. Like, we respect Anthony Joshua, whether or not he's a boxer or not, because of his integrity, of his manners, of his respect. Yeah, he spazzes out. It's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. You guys said he was cool with losing and that he's a company man. And then he takes the fucking belt. If that was Mike Tyson that would have took those belts and fucking threw him out the ring, you lot would have gone, woo, Mike Tyson's a dog. Look at that dog in him. He's a dog. Wouldn't you have been saying that? When Mike Tyson said he wanted to eat people's kids, and Mike Tyson, you guys was all cheering him the fuck up.
Yeah, you say you got no. The majority of us, we got like all the meltdown Mike Tyson. That, like, I'm gonna be honest, man. That, like, I stopped paying Mike Tyson after, like, even now I don't listen to him because of just the person who he is outside the ring. I mean, the thing about it, just because the voices that are the loudest isn't the one that most of us agree with. Like, the majority of people that watch fighting over here. See, the thing about it in America right now, boxing is dwindling. So the reason why I've decided to stop taking this road of shit, like even people saying, "Oh, that guy's a bum." The reason I don't use that type of terminology and shit like that, because it just degrades the sport over here. Like, so the thing about it is, Tyson, no, we wouldn't have done that, because the thing about it, I would be like, damn, like, even now, like when you guys are thinking of meltdowns, like in people's career, I'm like, this nigga Tyson used to throw up and have a whole episode before fights. Like, I'm like thinking, so I'm like, okay, so I don't think that's really a damn big deal.
But nobody ran up and down and fucking mocked him all day long from dusk till dawn.
Because they didn't have social. I promise you, if we had social media back then, it would have been way worse. But like, since they didn't have access to people like that, because there's probably a whole bunch of things. The things we're thinking about that fighters are doing now probably used to always happen. It's just we never got access to that because that shit used to happen behind closed doors. Like, you know, or the media only had so much access to them, you know, even they controlled everything. But with social media, you can catch people out slipping. They record themselves because they're so fucking arrogant and stupid. Like, people right now shoot videos of them robbing places and snitching on themselves. Like, what the fuck are you doing? But that's just how it is. So it just, like, I understand that none of the shit that we got going on in boxing, like people having all these antics, like drug habits and shit. There's lots of boxers that had drug habits. We didn't know about it, or we didn't see them out in a club fucking up. But now, If you fucking have a drink, they got your ass on tape. Adrian Broner in the strip club talking about mental problems. Like, motherfucker, like, what the fuck? Like, I promise you that he ain't the first one to do no shit like that. But
I know, but still, I do dislike Wilder because he's still not a stand-up guy. But go ahead, Lisa.
Can I say something? I'm gonna say two things. One is me personally. I don't think that Wilder's going to. The reason why I don't think he wants to take this fight is because he doesn't like Eddie Hearn and he doesn't want to deal with him. That's my personal opinion. Because him and Eddie has had words, from years ago or whatever. And even when Eddie removed himself from the zone situation as far as the meeting, the fight still wasn't, made. So that's just my personal opinion off the record. And it can be on the record. And also when it comes to Mike Tyson, I was a huge Mike Tyson fan, still am, but there was a time when I was looking at Tyson kind of side-eyed, like when he bit the ear of Holyfield, and there was like lows in his career.
Yeah,
I wasn't really feeling him then, but like, I had to come back to love him. You know what made me really respect?
He apologized, didn't he, for all of that?
Yeah,
cool.
But what I'm saying is, what really made me kind of get back to Tyson more so was when he did that play. When Spike Lee directed that play of him,
the monologue,
that one-man play.
The monologue, yes, it's called a monologue.
Right, and he got real honest about everything, and I was like, man, that was real,
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All we're saying is we just need an apology for Mark Breland for that shit. Don't you think that Wilder should apologize for that, King of King? Don't you think he should apologize for someone telling that his own team member that rocked with him for 12 years that you drugged me and because you was always jealous of me? And this time, this is the most well-decorated amateur in boxing history. And, and how a champion in the pros. Do you not think that doesn't make you a great person to do that?
I mean,
does it not?
But see, here's the thing about it is like the portion you're responding to about him saying that I feel like this, I feel like that. Isn't that his opinion?
So, yeah, it is his opinion. But
so if it's his opinion, whether it's true or not, like, here's the thing about it, because I can promise you right now, like, I've been on here and heard people give opinions about stuff, and some of it I know is not true, some of it I don't know. So if it's his opinion, if he really feels like that way, if you felt like, let's put it like this, if you felt like there was a lady in your life and you felt like she was jealous, even though she was around you all the time, you're like, no, this motherfucker jealous, what the fuck? Like, I can't like how I tell you apologize for how you feel from your interaction. I don't know what the fuck happened with them, and like
there's differences. That's defamation of character. That's defaming somebody's brand. And when you see somebody that's a well-decorated person that's never been in any problems or contentions, those types of opinions, you cannot state them publicly. Otherwise, you are liable for a lawsuit. And he's lucky because Mark Breland was thinking.
That'll sue the hell out of him.
But that's what I'm saying. Why didn't he though?
I spoke to Mark Breland, and he was because Mark Breland was like, do you know what? I could sue him. I spoke to my lawyer. I could sue him. But I just want to go. Mark Breland is the most mild temperament guys. He's not about any smoke. He just came out and said, you know what? Wilder isn't really that good. I tried. The guy didn't want a thingy. He could have sued him. A lot of people could have sued him. The Nevada State Commission could have sued him. If they was a part of your big... Why did you agree to have the third fight under that same sanctioning body again? If they was plotting to kill you. Because it's bullshit. And one thing I don't care, I don't like liars. I don't like it. And that's dangerous. He should apologize. I don't care if you think that's your opinion. When it comes things to like that, that's defamation of character. You have to have proof of that, and you went through saying that you do have proof of all of this and that it will come out after you fight the third fight. You said nada since the third fight, and then when Anthony Joshua comes out, now you're out, and then you're going to be fighting this C-class fighter who could knock you the fuck out. And cause Karma's a bitch, I wouldn't be surprised, I wouldn't care if Robert Elenius did knock him the fuck out. I have got Wilder winning that. But what
I
he
hope he
deserves,
does. I hope he gets knocked out after this.
I hope he does, because he should apologize for that disgusting behavior that he made everybody so divisive in boxing. We couldn't even focus because I had people coming over to my channel sending death threats because of a guy that they've never met in their fucking life. And he never once came out and said, you know what, whether or not it's going to work, you guys stop the threats, stop all of this. This is not what we stand for. You know, it was totally the opposite.
Yeah, Chan, like, I mean, because could I ask? It's like also, it's like if Deontay Wilder truly believes in his heart that Tyson Fury cheated, why would you fight him a third time and not just sue him?
Or criminally and then sue him?
Yeah. I mean, you know,
what happened with the guy that got the raps, found out in the ring, and they went him and his trainer went to jail. The trainer
Antonio Margarito, when Shane Mosley's trainer called him, Nazim Richardson,
they went to jail. So if somebody's got egg weights, why didn't he send Tyson Fury to jail? You know why? Because he knows that never happened. And those types of lies upon lies upon lies upon lies, I can't respect you. I don't like you. Sorry, King of King Boxing. I've no disrespect towards you, but there's nothing that man can do that I'm ever gonna ever support him. And anytime I speak about him, if I have to, because I'm a boxing content creator, I try not to even cover him because I don't even think he deserves much cover. So as you can see, guys, you not know me. I don't really cover Wilder too much because why should you? He's not.
He better be Robert Helenius. That's all I gotta say.
Just beat Robert Helenius. Beat him. That's all you're supposed to do as a man. Instead of laughing at Anthony Joshua, how about you focus on what you've got? This is what Sawab just said. We thought maybe, all right, he's pretended that you never said all of that, and maybe we're going to see him come out and just be cool. He still comes out and he's still a nasty person.
Exactly, Chan. I just want to add to that point. I think
in real life, you would spark him out. If there was a bitch that was doing that to me in real life, there would be rumblings. Or if there was a guy that was disrespectful to you like that in real life, I'm sure as men you wouldn't be having that. So why do you have that? Because he's a boxer. No, we ain't having it. I don't care. I ain't having it. I don't like him, and I don't have no apologies for it.
I just want to add to my point again. Listen, you know when Wilder got knocked out, I saw him a man down because I felt bad. Like,
I felt bad, and I called that live, and I came out and I said, you know what, he's got heart. This.
Yeah, gave him lots of props and like respect. Like, well done to him.
Yeah, I should have came on my live and went. I saw people on their live.
You stupid motherfucker! You got knocked out for all that bullshit. But no,
feeling sorry and going. Do you know what? Because he put up a fight. He's got heart.
He fought his heart out. He fought his ass off in that fight.
And then he
did his
comes
best.
out and he's still a fucking punk.
let's see when he comes back. Hopefully, he comes back.
He never. Yeah. So fuck him. So next time, whatever happens, fuck him, fam. Sorry, King of Kings. Fuck him.
I'm gonna laugh at his face next time if he gets knocked out by Helenius.
Oh my God, bro, that's wild.
If he gets knocked out, I'm going everywhere. Fuck you, everywhere.
And I don't want it to be that, but unfortunately, I just can't rock with it, King of Kings.
But Chan, if he does lose to Helenius, it's karma.
If he wins, it's cool. If he loses, it's cool.
Chan, there's a good metaphor. To wrestle a pig, you have to get in the mud. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna get in the mud next time.
The mud, and I'm not covering the fight. I'm not covering that fight live at all. You know, that won't be a live watch along for me, and I won't be.
I was gonna watch the fight. I'll stay up to watch it, but fuck that, I ain't watching that.
No, I'm not staying up to watch it, and I'm not doing it. I'm not paying any people. I'm not supporting it.
Hey, that's at the end of the day, that's the best way to make that statement of how you feel about somebody. I'm just the only reason I say I was saying something.
Yeah.
It's just unusual. It's like, this is the thing about, like, there's certain fighters that I like, but it's like dislike or whatever. But it's like every time we have a topic, it's like we end up talking about this dude. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, we can't even give Usyk his own platform.
Yeah, but who was bringing him up?
Interjecting Wilder.
Yeah, but who was bringing him up?
That dude, that whoever that guy was, but like I said, he was bringing it up, trying to not to look. Low key, I know that might be one of your members, but low key, he's a hater.
No, he's not
because,
one of my members.
Oh, he was low key a hater, trying to say why the fight shouldn't happen because Fury can't lose to him. I'm like, dude, like you were the problem, bro.
Yeah,
like I don't believe in hypothetical. The reason why boxing is so amazing, and MMA picked it up last week. Sometimes the person that you think can't win wins. I just saw Usman get knocked out. Yeah, who was about to break Anderson.
Big up Leon Edwards from Birmingham,
probably the best fighter in history, and he got knocked out by a dude that probably should have never beat him.
That King of King, do you know that's the equivalent of Leon Spinks beating Muhammad Ali?
Exactly. But they don't want to see the fights because they just swear it's already over. That's what I'm saying.
Usman, man, he got his controller unplugged for real.
Yeah, but do you know what? I was watching the corner because I was watching. You can watch the what they're saying in the corner. So somebody posted, and they was like, "Come on, you can do it!" Like they was willing him. They was like, "Get him out, get him out!" And he came back the next round. And it was like, "You've got this, man. All you got to do is get him out. Knock him the fuck out." And and the guy's looking like what's his name? The guy that knocked him out, Leon. What's his name?
Leon Edwards. I think.
So he was like, yeah. And I was thinking, oh mate, he gets there. And was it on the 5th round he knocks him out? On the
last round. Only a minute left.
Only a minute left.
What was it? A knee? Did he knee him?
No,
or was
it was a straight kick to the side of the head? He literally leaned into it.
Yeah. And he just knocked him out. Like, do you see what happens when you just you can go through adversity? I know what you're saying, King of King Boxing. I get what I don't like to turn it. This is why I've already been through. When I started my channel, it was in the middle of this arbitration mediation. So I had all the LDBC like going at me, and it was me going at them, and they would come on my channel and I would interview them, and they would invite me onto their channel, and I'd go, and it was literally just me, the little black girl from England, up on their channels doing this back and forth. You see me. I've even had to do it in the boxing voice. You know it. So it's too much. Nobody wants to go through that again. Like literally, I've paid my dues on it. But what I'm saying is, so I have these thoughts about Wilder. I try to just be, just honest. I still think just because I don't like him doesn't mean that I don't think he beats anybody, because I do. But what I don't want to take it into worst be Wilder. We didn't, and that's why I had to tell dude keep bringing it there, because he does do that. He's not one of my regular. I don't like that, because you're a part of refueling all of that shit. So I'm trying to ignore shit, so it doesn't have to go there. But what I won't ignore is if somebody tries to talk shit,
disrespect him for no reason,
then I will have to come back with facts that will rebut what you're saying. That's not what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. His terminology was completely wrong, because that wasn't what. Like,
let me say it. If Wilder was a smart man, even though if he didn't feel that way, he should have came out and said.
We wasn't talking about Wilder fueling that. We're talking about the guy that was on the panel.
Yeah, we're talking about.
I know about that. I'm talking about Wilder. I'm just saying my point on Wilder.
Go ahead. Say it. So
I just want to say, if Wilder was smart enough, he was a clever man. He's coming back out fucking getting smoked twice. Yeah, he should have been all right. AJ lost twice. Let me be nice to him. Probably the people. Let me be nice. Well done, AJ. You did very well. Let's see if me and you can have a fight. Bro, everyone would respect him so much more. They would forget about the past.
We would, and we would all be like, "Wow, fucking hell!"
Just say he's a changed man. He's humble now.
Yeah, we'll move with it. Yeah,
wasn't the statement not at AJ? Wasn't it towards Eddie Hearn?
No, because he said AJ's a broken man.
But he said that all the same thing, or is this like snippets?
No, it was separate. That was separate. He did.
He's a business. He's a businessman. The boxing is business.
I love that. So you sound like business. Yeah,
he's a business. Boxing is business.
I'm like, what the fuck do you know about business?
He did say.
I'm a philanthropist. He's a business.
That's the thing that I say right there. Like I don't come at somebody about something that I'm not. I don't know what he knows about boxing as a business, but
He has to know about it.
He's obviously turned it into a very lucrative thing, regardless of if we feel like it's
yeah. He must be. He must know boxing business because he's in it. So.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think my man AJ just never was like, what does he know? It's like, look, man, that's the thing about like I would never heckle somebody like
he knows business. Yeah,
like I would never heckle AJ, like, you know, because that's why I told y'all, like, I had stupid shit up that I took down because I'm like, yo, I really realized, like, yo, he has sucked into this. I even mentioned that, you know, somebody tried to criticize me because I mentioned like when Anthony Joshua lost that fight to Ruiz, and I was on, I don't know if I was on Boxing Voice or something. Yeah, and I came out and I was like, yo, man, I felt bad for AJ because I saw his face. Like I know that face. I know that face when you fucking work for something and you don't know what to fucking do. Like so does that make me all of a sudden an AJ fan and all this other shit?
No. It just makes
it just makes me human and realize that motherfucker took a defeat and I can see it in his face. I've attempted shit and felt like that. I knew when he made the expression he made, I knew that feeling. And I was like, damn.
Bro, it's because you got character. As far as I don't know you much, but from speaking to you, even though you're a big Wilder fan, we disagree on loads of stuff. But then again, we have a dialogue. They don't make us money. It's not like we're just talking about it as, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's just boxing. It's a sport. We have fun. But it's not impersonal. So that's the way these lot needs to make it. Like,
but yeah, anyway, beat Hellenius. All I got to say.
Yeah. But I ain't covering that. I can't stay up for that fight, King of King, like that. Because it's just like I think, I'll cover it the next day. Like I'll watch it. I'm not paying pay-per-view for.
Watch the highlights. Yeah,
I can't pay pay-per-view for Robert.
That fight's not on pay-per-view for us, is it?
It is.
It is, brother. $80.
Yeah, they charging us for that, man. We got to pay for that.
Even be charging us.
American boxing is killing itself.
They'll even be charging us. For that.
Okay, wait, King, let me ask you, do you think that fight deserves to be on pay-per-view?
No, but the way boxing is right now, they're charging us for every fight that comes on. That's good. It doesn't matter. When they put that damn Ruiz and fucking
that's on pay-per-view.
Areola.
Yeah, Areola fight on pay-per-view. I knew it's game over. Like
they put Ortiz versus Martin on pay-per-view, man.
And guess what? I bought it. I don't support that. I bought Areola and Ruiz. I bought that pay-per-view.
What wasn't that much for you, so you know.
Didn't I call it live?
You're crazy.
I called that live. I might have called it live, and it was just like whatever.
You know,
that Canelo bullshit is on.
Talking of Andy Ruiz,
yeah, that's on.
Talking of,
I will buy Canelo Triple G. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy that too. There's a lot of intrigue around
it. Talking of Andy Ruiz, that man has character. I saw one of his.
Really?
Yeah. I think Andy Ruiz. I saw. I saw one interview on.
Just not
on E! News or something.
I mean, one thing that Andy Ruiz said in the past that was pretty funny.
Disciplined.
I mean, just one thing that Andy Ruiz said in the past that was pretty funny. Like after he beat AJ in the first fight, he said he's not a good boxer. I'm like, oh, that's funny. I recall he put you on your ass in the third round. So if he sucked, how if he's not a good boxer, how was he able to do that?
Yeah, he was feeling himself then, and then he came out, and he even had to eat humble pie, didn't he? He had to eat a little bit of crow, and he was just
that's what I'm saying. He's humble now. Like I was saying I saw his interview. He was very respectful about AJ. He goes, he tried his best. He wasn't aggressive enough. Yeah.
So was his dad. His dad was even like, we root for AJ. I bet you do because AJ's giving you biggest.
Made him money, bro.
Yeah, they want to fight
13 million once, and then they get 7 million.
Yeah, but
made him $20 million in 2 fights.
You guys should watch the after the fight. Like Fight Hype do like everybody's compiled like tweets of what their reaction during the fight of AJ and Usyk, and you get to see like people's real characters, like. People that you thought would be of good character, they're real scumbags on Twitter. And then some that you think that are not really going to like AJ, i.e. like, for instance, Errol Spence. He was really like supportive. Yeah. And it was, he was really
that surprised me.
Errol Spence is I don't know why he's surprised. Errol Spence is a fan of boxing. Like he
but it's just because it's the PBC and we always get that, a lot of
but we always think about it is like everybody, the PBC and all these. This is the thing about it. This is where I had to withdraw myself from the drama. Is all these places do the same shit, So it's like all of them act like they can't do this, and all of them act like they can't do this, and it's at the detriment of boxing. It ruins boxing for us. That's why we don't get fights. Like I promise you, I'm still trying to be hopeful, but if we do not get this Spence fucking Crawford fight, I'm not watching. I'm not. PBC was put Crawford. I'm not gonna be like Crawford and he ducked out and Earl said, "No, these bitches didn't make the fight, and it's not them. It's the suits that didn't make this fucking fight." So
I'm going to speak to Uncle Ronnie Shields about that today again.
Our boy Shields.
Yeah.
By the way, Chan, ask him what the hell is going on with Jamal. Like, what is he? Is he going to fight this year?
I
or
am.
Like,
you can. Yeah. Well, be in the chat.
Watch that, right?
That one is. Yeah. That one's. You get to watch it. So what I'm going to do, I'll start non-members, and then I'll drift. As it gets good and juicy, we just go straight into members only.
Yeah, entice them new memberships.
Yeah, I know. People are so stingy. Do you know how I have to work hard for these interviews? And like you just can't get these. Usually these guys are on like platforms that have got like 100,000 subscribers. These guys have been rocking with me since I've had like 1,000 subscribers, 2,000. Do you know what I'm saying? And like it's just for the price of like a coffee a month. People are just like they really dig their heels in, don't they? It's just like like I'm charging pay-per-view. Basically, it is. What I'm doing, it is pay-per-view. You want to see these good interviews? Pay $3 a month or $5 a month. Is that the biggest deal in your life? Damn. It's not. But hey, we entice them.
It's the ESPN Plus fee a month.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even know about that join thing until you had mentioned it, and I looked like, oh, there's a little join button. There you go.
You was new. Yeah, you was new anyway, so you didn't really realize that at that time anyway. As soon as I was kind of banging on about it last week, and I was like, yeah. And then you was like, you got it. Shouts out to Ringside Reporter in the building because they joined up. They're good. They're really good. They're a real good YouTube boxing channel as well. They are Beeb is. I'll be on their show. I think I'll be on their show on Thursday actually as a guest. Beeb is Tyson Fury. You know Beeb anyway, don't you? King of King. Beeb. He used to be on Boxing Voice.
I almost call him the Italian. I think he may be
Middle Eastern.
Yeah. And he talks about he used to do a lot of the betting stuff. I think he used to have his own show. I don't know.
Yeah, he still do. He still does. So he's got his own show, and then he's also got a show, Ringside Reporter with I forget his name.
He brought some balance to the show. I hate that he's one of the people that got chased off.
Beeb is the guy. I like Beeb. Beeb is one of my guys as well. So I'll be on there on Thursday. But they joined up as on the members, which is cool. So shouts out.
Were you a participant on there, or you were actually part of the cast, or like you were in the background?
I was a part of the cast.
Yeah,
I was a part of the cast for like 8-9 months. Could he fucking fly? Yeah, they're coming. It's hot today, boy. 8-9 months I was on there. Yeah, it was hell.
I hear you not speaking so well of it at times.
Because of Ness was hell. He was hell. The audience was hell because obviously I come on as a person that I don't rock with Deontay Wilder, so I'm not going to lie and be on there and be like, but they already knew me. When I got on there, they was like, she's the Deontay Wilder hater. Like straight away they're chatting like in the chat, like, so they never liked me at first. But then all the guys I made Ness a lot of money, because all the guys was giving super chats. Just even if they wanted, some was asking to fly me out. Some was asking to cuss me out because I don't like Deontay Wilder, but I made him money. You have to pay for the super chats to call. So it was just like calls after calls after calls. We had fun days. We did have fun days, but it was very taxing, to deal with that chat all day, every day of quite negativity and having phone calls and having to. And then on top of it, that wouldn't have been so bad, right? Until the actual channel owner then turns on the co-host. He then turned on me. And it was like I was battling the chat. I'm battling Ness. You know what I mean? So it just became a bit. It was a bit hard. And I had a little meltdown on there as well.
Wait, so somebody, well, damn, what the hell? I think this must have been during I don't know when it is that I stopped. It probably was right before the pandemic that I stopped watching the Vox and Voice, or when he switched to Patreon or something. I don't know. I don't remember what he did.
Yeah, I used to do his Patreons as well. I was on.
That's when it kind of fizzled out because I always used to call in and.
Yeah. I would.
But he brought certain people back I can't stand because they just are annoying and they don't understand boxing.
To be honest, on the boxing Voice, you know, those other two clowns hardly make any sense. I can maybe take a little bit less to give. He's kind of all right. At first, he was a big fanboy of Deontay Wilder, but obviously after he got fucked up, the tone kind of changed a little bit.
And that's what I couldn't respect. Like, he would do stuff like that.
No, I don't rock with that. So I was like, that's why I was never subscribed. When I used to see a glimpse here and there.
Yeah, he was.
No, I'm saying, so that just goes for the say, never meet your heroes.
He was a flip flopper.
Hero.
Tough being on that show.
Yeah, I heard he had got it. Not from what I understand, that they had got into some kind of disagreement or some shit.
Yeah, they did. Because what happened is, Deontay Wilder, when Wilder came over to the UK, and he was going on like UK programs, morning programs, and like disrespecting Anthony Joshua, and then he went to a chicken restaurant called Nando's that we have here, and
and Billy Joe Saunders.
Billy Joe Saunders, another boxer, went in there. You know, it's disrespect when you got a guy throwing, you got a white guy throwing chicken at you. Picked up chicken and threw it at Wilder.
Man, I'd have fucked him up.
Yeah, me too. And you know what Ness did? Ness recorded it and uploaded it.
Wait, he was there?
Yeah, Ness was it. This was in
the
UK.
That's how I've seen that. Ness had the film on his shit.
Oh wow.
So Wilder was like, "Fuck you." Granted, like,
that's kind of fucked up.
So Wilder phoned him and said, "Take that shit down," and he had to take it down. And then in the end, Wilder just stopped rocking with him because Ness was just, he just does things for views, and that's what he always does. Like, so it was like it turned into. And then
because that's to protect everybody. I understand why you won't want to show that. It's not even a matter, but like, we.
Why would you put that up if that's your guy anyway? You shouldn't put that up. Shouldn't have put that out. You shouldn't.
I didn't know he was the originator of that shit. I just saw that shit everywhere. But...
Neither I just saw the video too.
You should be standing in front. Billy Joe Saunders is all of 5'8", right? Nesta Gibbs, you're 6'5". You could have just flicked away Billy Joe Saunders for even trying to throw any chicken.
Exactly.
Instead of you taking out
your
camera. He
stood back so he could record it. That's what that
and then uploaded it. And Wilder was like, "Take that down, you bitch ass." Yeah. And he took it down. And then Wilder was like, "Fuck you. You can't come in my camp. You can't record me. Never again." And then
that makes perfect sense now. Okay.
I understand. Now I get it. I understand.
Yeah, now do you get it? I got the intel. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know it. And then so then Ness then realizes that, oh my God, I really still want to be Wilder's friend. So he started trying to talk nice things about him and trying to call his phone, and Wilder blocked him. Wilder blocked him on the phone, and then Ness came out with a big meltdown. Wilder, he put something else up, and then Wilder's team made him take it back down, and he was so pissed off yet again. And then he went on the rant and he started to defame Wilder. And it was like, which one do you want to do? Do you want to be his friend? Do you want to, like, Ness is just sort of not.
You don't realize that make you look even fucking worse, bro. That
you know what? I thought I'm sorry. Go to Web.
It was bad.
That's sad. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna make one sentence. That's it. In this generation, 2022, right now, money, hoes, and I think views. These shit shows your character.
Out of it. They barely get money and views. That's all it is about. They don't even get the satisfaction of that. It's just like, I don't understand. Like, even if you did record that, at the very least, you just hit them up and say, "Hey, man, I recorded that shit. Can I post that?" But you just do whatever so that you can get some fucking.
I'm just saying it shows your character. Because for a hoe, if you're gonna fuck about and try to do something, that's fucked up. For money, that's fucked up, and for views, that's even worse.
I know.
I thought I'd never say this, but yeah, I saw Wilder on that when I was fucked up.
It was bad. You don't do that to your friend. You don't take out your camera.
Look, we're honest. That's the main thing. This is why I rock with the people where I rock.
Yeah,
because the honesty. We give you props when you deserve it, and we're gonna fuck you up when you deserve it. That's simple.
Yeah, that's why it was so hard being on that show, King of King. It was very difficult for me to be on there because once he turned on me, it was like I didn't know how it was going to be every day that I had when I was there. Like I didn't know because he's quite bipolar, so I didn't know like if he was going to, and and in the end, I like shouts out to Anthony Joshua. We've got something in common. I had a little breakdown where my friend had died. He's a boxing content creator and from the UK, and he actually brought me into doing this, and he died like a few days before, so I was already
Anthony Joshua's fight, I think it was, wasn't it?
quite vulnerable.
I forgot his name. It was very
Pep Talk
Pro
UK.
Bees, yeah.
So and he yeah, so he died, right, and he's my pal, and he died, and then I had to go on the Boxing Voice, and Ness did some. He went into some tirade on me, like literally going, "Oh, you're this and you're that," like literally going in, and I was like, "But and he was like, "Oh, you get out of here, man! You get out of here!" Like really being disgraceful, yeah. And then there was a tear that I could feel the tears coming, like and I was like. And all the chat was being horrible to me as well. Like they was like, "Yeah, get an S," like that, yeah. And the tears was coming, right. So I'm thinking, "Fuck, no." Like so, I came off cam, right. So I clicked the off cam. Right. And then I was like, so I thought I composed myself, right. I waited about 10 minutes, right, and then I came back on, right, and then I was like, all right. As soon as I came back on, you this, you that, you this, you that. He went back in on me. The tears started to well up and I couldn't catch it in time. The chat was like, and then like one tear dropped out and I was like, God damn. Like, and then the chat was like, oh no, she's crying. And they realized and they were like, and Les was like, no, don't you do that now. Don't you do that. I'm not having it, because you got a lot to say, lady. You got a lot to say. So you got to hold yourself to the fire, And I'm just like, oh, do you know what, you bitch-ass bitch. Yeah, and that's what I said to him. So I said, you fucking bitch. Yeah, yeah. And then he was like, no, and then the chat was like, nah, Ness, nah, don't do her like that. Like, she gets on our nerves, but really we do respect her because she comes back day after day and loads of your other co-hosts don't. And, she's got balls and we, and they was all like, we rock with LadyChann. And that was when they was all like, we do really love you. And he was just being a bitch. So then he texted me saying, sorry about that. I was just doing that for TV value. That's when I knew.
What? TV value?
What TV, bro?
Entertainment purposes and all that.
See, that's why it's difficult for me to deal with a lot of dudes, and people will act like, because I was on a panel with somebody and this girl started, look, I'm sorry, there's nothing masculine about shouting and cursing at women. I don't understand that shit. It's not entertaining. The shit's not cute. That, like, to me, you one level 4. If we were in the room, you would have slapped her or did something out. Like, you don't have to. If you have to shout a woman down, that means whatever you're saying doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, I don't like that shit. Like, to me,
you're not like that though.
No, yeah, I would never like look, because here's the truth. I'll get into an engagement with a man like that because at the end of the day, if I don't like what you're saying, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
Yeah.
So, but with a woman, it's like, all right, maybe you don't need that energy, because all you're gonna do is end up scaring them or panicking them or put them in a bad situation where, like you say, you're already in a bad situation. He just like took advantage, like he knew that shit. Like, what? And he knew
my friend had died. Yeah.
So what kind of weak ass shit is that? That's you know what? That's one level above the dude that tries to meet girls at funerals. Like, like he's that dude.
Damn.
Like, that's the type of motherfucker.
Yeah, that's a loser. So that's what happened. So I know what it's like to break down on a public forum, but I didn't break down and sob, but the tear came out and I was so fucking pissed off that happened. And then he mocked me on his once I wasn't no longer on the show. On his new show, he was in the other day when he was getting his co-host, the Mexican guy, was taking a holiday, a vacation, so he needed stand-in. So they was like, we'll get some of our old favorite co-hosts. You guys tell us who your favorite co-hosts are. And a lot of people was like, LadyChann. because people always ask me, even to this day, please, can you go back on TBV? I'm like, now, are you crazy? Like, I get a lot of love from people now. They hit me up in my DMs. Oh, we miss you on there, man. We miss you. And I'm like, that's sweet of them. So they was all like going, LadyChann. I didn't watch the program because I don't sub or watch. And this is how I got to know of it, because one of the subscribers sent me it. And then I did a rebut on it, actually, probably about 2 weeks later. A couple of the subscribers was like, LadyChann, right? And he did a meltdown. He went, never. No, he started laughing. Instead of just ignoring, he went, LadyChann, never. Like that, yeah. He looked like the devil, right? And then his co-host was like, who is that? We're like, what's the matter? Like, why are you reacting like this? Who's LadyChann? And he went, and then he looked, and his producer, who I've never met a day in my life, he stays behind cam. There's the new producer in the Vegas. They went, oh, the boo. See, when I get that bitch ass producer, when I know who he is, I'm gonna fucking boohoo in his face. Yeah, boohoo that. See, this is what I'm saying. So, what type of character is that? And then the guy was like, that co-host still didn't know what was talking on and what he was talking about. And he was like, who's LadyChann? And he went, and Ness went, nobody. She's no one. Like, I was like, dude, like, obviously if
I'm so salty after all this time. Why not just be like, nah, we ain't gonna bring her back and go to the next suggestion?
How about just ignoring what the chat said? You decided to bring what the chat said to.
That's a sore spot. You know, he been like he dreaming about that shit.
People were saying that. People's like, yeah, that's because he misses you. He really does. It hit him in his heart that people were still going, LadyChann. It hurt him because he wanted people to be like, nah, fuck that bitch. Like,
and weeks after that, they were like, yo, where's she at? Is she coming back on the show? They be doing this like that.
Yeah, so I just don't fuck with the guy's just off. He's just not normal. But shouts out to him anyway. Let him, like, he came on my channel and gave a good interview as well. Like, yeah, I used to rock with him, but just not really a nice person. Sometimes people, you just have to accept that they're not really nice people, and that's just how it is, you know. So I get why Deontay just said fuck him, because I get it. I've had that experience as well. Fuck him. It's just not a good person. So maybe, do you watch it now though, King of Kings? The boxing there.
No, that's what I'm saying. That time for it, you must have been on there from like in 2020, because
I came on from, guys, when did I came on? I came on from I think about, I want to say maybe about May 2021.
Oh, okay, yeah. I pretty much stopped listening to Boxing Voice like right before the pandemic hit. So that was like maybe 2019 December. Like, yeah, I hadn't seen nothing after that.
I think did I call Spence and Ugas with them? No, I think I was off by then.
Yeah, I think the last fight I seen him do was when Wilder knocked out Ortiz the second time, and they were all in the room talking.
I called Spence. I called Ugas and Manny Pacquiao with them. There was a couple fights that I did when Ness would call me and say, can you come in?
That whole section. But like I said, I started watching it since back, because like I said, there was this, it's not just necessarily him, it's that little motherfucker Mario, whatever the fuck his name is. And
he left.
Oh my God. And then
they used to pay for
I used to
that.
watch when Beeb was on there, and all these other guys and some good boxing talk used to be on there. Even when way back in the day when what's the name, that guy from England used to be on there. They used to have a good panel.
Yeah.
And you know, he used to get on my fucking nerves, but it's just like we had legit, like, it wasn't this, oh, he's a fucking bitch, and that's why, you know, it was literally like, oh, this is why I don't like him, and we would give breakdowns. And I called, like, I used to speak on there every night. I mean, I remember being on there when Rigondeaux quit that fight and screaming and cussing and being pissed off. But like I said, after a while, I just stopped watching. Like I said, I was just like, no, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Dan, I got a question. Did they used to pay you for that at least, or you used to do it for free?
Well, no, I didn't. In the end, I got they did pay people, but yeah, but it was
you're getting that bag.
It was no. I wasn't getting no bag.
As long as you're getting paid for that, otherwise going on there for free to get smoked on for no reason.
Some people was getting them, and that was the whole problem that he wanted us to be doing. We was doing sometimes 2 shows a night. And he just wanted
I remember him and Mike, the dude that was in the wheelchair, was on there for a while.
Yeah, I weren't there then. I didn't know. Yeah, I'm literally.
He ran him off doing the same thing because he was having him do like all kind of work all the time.
Yeah, he did it to all his co-hosts. It's just, yeah, it's a Ness problem. The co-host, it's a Ness problem, but that's just his character. So that's how you go. But there was fun things I had on there. I spoke to Ludabella. I spoke to Boots Ennis.
You get some connections from that show.
Who came over from that show to my show?
Like any of the guests that you have now, because you got some inside track with some heavy hitters. I'll be like,
none of them. I had them guests before going to.
Yeah, I figured as much because when I heard about you having a music career and all these other things, I'm like, yo, she's in the mix a little bit there.
Yeah, it's a little bit in the Kool-Aid. I'm a bit. But no, there was who came from Boxing Voice that came over to me, because I used to ask really good questions, and I spoke to Boots Ennis's dad. I spoke to him on the Boxing Voice. I spoke to Bill Haney before being on the Boxing Voice. I always speak to a few of us here have already spoken to Bill Haney. I told you, Ludabella, quite a few people. And Ness would want me on the interviews. Some up and coming boxers. Did he send a boxer to my channel? I can't remember. There was a boxer he sent. There was a female boxer, but they did some mix up. You know who she is as well. She spars the men. What was her name? Do you remember her name, sis? Shania, something Green or Shan? Yeah,
no.
Green. She's a woman boxer. Really, really good.
I don't know.
She spars with she's like 160 pounder, like middleweight.
Wow.
Like yeah. She spars them.
Oh, not Franchise Cruz though.
No, not Franchise Cruz. But she's a bit greener, but she spars with all the guys. I forget her name. But yeah, there was a few. There was a few. But I get a lot of the people that watch the Boxing Voice. Some of them are now on my channel and they're subscribers and stuff.
Oh,
you know, But I had all of those people before. I had Paulie Malignaggi on my channel already, way before he was even on the Boxing Voice. So when Ness saw me and all of that, he was like, "How didn't I know you before? Because everybody seems to know you. Like I'll be trying to introduce you to people, and they go, "Yeah, I already know Lady Chann." And I was just like, "Yeah, because I've been doing my due diligence. This is what I do. I love it. It's boxing." So he was like, "Yeah." So but yeah. I got some good subscribers, not loads, but I got good people that were like not just because she doesn't like this specific boxer, she likes boxing. We rock with her, so they all came over to my. And some of them are here. You see, they turn up. Some of them are moderators and stuff like that as well. So yeah, and I rock with them. I speak to a lot of people on DMs on Instagram from the Boxing Voice. Like people, like nearly every day. Like a couple of my peoples, they hit me up and we talk, and like they're based out either New York, Philly, some in the South. Yeah, so I speak to a lot of people from the Boxing Voice quite daily, because they always be hitting me up like, "Yo, Shan," so we chop it up like privately as well. So yeah, shouts out to those guys. You guys know who you are as well. Like shouts out to them. Let's give them a round of applause. Good peoples is good peoples, no matter what, you know. So I'm gonna sign off now because we got Ronnie. I just spoke to Uncle Ronnie, so in half an hour. So that will be on the non-members. So I should see you guys on the flip side, won't I? On the non-members, and then I'm gonna bring it quick. Ronnie just stays an hour because he stays an hour. We kind of chop it up, and so I'm gonna talk some of the tough questions, but you know, I will look. A lot of people do super chat sometimes if they want those questions, because it seems to sometimes generate quite a lot in the chat for that. So I don't have time.
Can I say one thing? Yeah, you know, when you do your interviews, I like it because the way you speak to these, like, you're not. I'll say, you know, when you see a fan, like you see an idol, and you don't get that. So who was it? Hassan Rahman Jr. I think you were speaking and you were telling him, "Why are you always driving and you don't do it with other people?"
No, that was his dad, not Junior. It was Senior.
No, sorry, Senior. Hassan Rahman. Yeah, I got confused. You were telling him off. He's like, "How dare you driving and you don't do it with other people, but you do with me?" I'm like, "Damn, Chad, go on."
But this is the thing, because once people don't realize, because these people become my friends. So when we're not on interviews, I speak to Rock like nearly every day. Like, so do you understand? So that's why it's like that. It's not like this is so he is literally my friend. So it's just like I do that in real life. No man, yeah, you just So he knows that's how I am anyway. Because he'd be like,
and I saw some people comment as well, like, oh, that's so disrespectful. He's a legend and this and that.
Yeah. They don't realize that. No. That's my buddy.
This is what I don't comment. Like sometimes, bro, like chill out. You don't know the the relationship between people. Shut the fuck up. Mind your own business. If Hasim Rahman was fine with it, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, and he came back, and this is what I'm saying. A lot of people that come on the show as a guest, they end up like being my mate. So like, I end up like talking to them quite a few times. That's how they keep coming back on the show. And then Uncle Ronnie Shields is one of them as well. He invited me out to come to Houston next year, so I'll go next year and hang out.
If I'm not wrong, is Ronnie Shields the same? But he's the trainer of Hergovic, isn't he? Or am I wrong?
Hergovic now, he's the new trainer, so I'm going to speak about that as well.
He was going crazy in the corner when he with the Zhang fight.
I would be as well because that was bad.
Yeah, what happened there?
Shit, he urged him to not get knocked out. He needed to do that because that motherfucker was not in that fight.
At all.
I do not blame Ronnie Shield for that. Like people are like, oh, look at Herbert with Hergovic. No, Hergovic, that was all on him. You can't untrain somebody going through some shit or what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah, that was really bad. So yeah, I will speak to Uncle Ronnie about that on the show. We'll touch all bases and all of that. Do you know what I mean? And we'll get some other people coming on as well. So we got some good guests that are rolling on. Like I spoke to Pulev's. The thing is, I spoke to Pulev's manager. Trainer, and his trainer is Hasim Rahman's brother. They got the same dad.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy, isn't it? That's mad, isn't it? So I spoke to him, I think last week or maybe the week before now, and he was like, "Yeah, send me some stuff," and I'll do. He goes, "I'll bring Pulev. I'll come on." So we're gonna get we'll get that done as well. He'll come on. So we got some good people, and because
Rock done so good, or is he gonna come back? I don't know.
I have no. Because Rock knows a lot of different people as well. He's just like, yeah, we're like, if there's certain guests that you can't reach out to and I can, why not? I'll just send them over to your way. So we got some really good guests coming up, and that's why I urge people to become members, because you don't see these fucking legends everywhere on everybody else's channels. You don't. You really don't. So respect.
Props, innit? Because like obviously this is what I'm saying. Because under you're doing a channel with probably 5K subscribers is bringing on these legends is unheard of. So props to you, LadyChann. Because sometimes these legends go on the big channels because they got numbers and they got numbers, so they gain something from it, even though they don't gain anything from you. I'm not saying they don't, but they may gain something from you, but not as much as they can gain from others. But they still come to you, so that shows respect and love. So props to you, man. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now you're making me blush.
I feel.
Because I'm that girl. Look, I am very feel.
I'm very.
You stuck at life, you don't want a round three. Worship the queen and your mic to pass. Keep it real, these chicks couldn't wipe my anyway, now let's go get Ferrari. I am the ultimate Bengali. These chickens can't even spell that. You hoes bugging, repel that.
I am the ultimate Bengali.
I'm very feel.
I am very feel, But guys, I'd like to thank you for joining me, and I'm going to see you in a minute anyway. And we'll chop up the rest of when Ronnie leaves, and then I guess we'll just, digest everything that he said before, So 2 back-to-back live whammies. So I have to shout out to Swab in the building.
I
have to shout out to King of King Boxing in the building. My girl, my sister Lisa Bell's in the building. My guy AJ all day in the building. That's here. And the members that is here. I wasn't supposed to press that, sorry. Dr. PTJ in the building. Ringside Reporter in the building. Some of the others are not here. We have more than that, like Ronald Finkley. New Media Today, USA Boxing in the building. Coach Malachi. And if anybody becomes members, thank you, because there were so many non-members in here. So massively fucking appreciated. So I will sign off as I usually do. Jano. I'm so silly, aren't I? All right, we've got Ronnie Shields coming up next. So anyway, I'm done. No, I've got it wrong. So anyway, I'm gone. Got my tag. Hey girl, it's LadyChann rep nonetheless. Combox with Shan. Gyan. Ra. You know, a lot of people, they just can't handle the truth.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red? You don't have to answer that question. I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
They can't. But remember, I am that bitch.
It's hype, you suck at life, you don't want a round three. Worship the queen and your mic to pass. Keep it real, these chicks couldn't wipe my anyway, now let's go get Bulgari. I am the ultimate Bengali. These chickens can't even spell that. You hoes bugging, repel that.
I am that bitch, aren't I? So, you know, we have to tell them that knowledge is fucking key out here and let them bitches know and them bastards know that knowledge is key, you know.
So if it's one, not bad to see nothing because nothing not got one. Lock off your eyes, cock me, make you come.
Yeah.
Knowledge is key.
Salute you. LadyChann has left the building. John!
LadyChann!
Fight!